It's Monday once again, boys and girls. How's it going? Good to see ya. We're back for another Monday Night Raw. King of the Ring kicks off tonight. United States title match. Sasha Banks on the King's Court. Possibly even an announcement about NXT. Maybe a few other fun things on Raw. Might not suck. Fingers crossed. How y'all doing? Got here just in the nick of time. Raw is going to kick off here in a matter of seconds. Go down here and say hello to the few people that might be in here already, waiting. Oh yeah, there's like 70 of you waiting in here. It's good to see you. How Wheezy? See you in a little bit. Joey and Downey, some Brian, Millennial Sonny, Mr. T, Barry. Good to see you. Harry, Aaron. Yeah, all right, we're filing in. How y'all doing? If you notice, it's a little bit, I don't know if the picture is a little bit better. The new computer is not here yet, but my new monitor is. I got this giant fucking 32-inch monitor that's going to be my main monitor now. That's next to an already big 42-inch monitor over here. So this shines a little bit more light on my face. The camera is a little higher, so I had to do some adjusting, but hopefully this looks better. Over here, it looks really bright. Wow, I got two completely different looking pictures. On my 720p monitor over here, the light is really bright in my face. Here, I look fine. So if I look like shit, let me know, and I'll leave the dark screen up here. I might have to look at the chat somewhere else. But anyway, how y'all doing? So it just depends. If you have a shitty monitor, or if you're watching me on like a 720p TV, I'm probably not going to look good. But if you got a 1080p or 4K TV or anything like that, I should look fine. Shut up, Michael Cole. They're in St. Paul tonight. I'm going to see what I look like on my phone here. Roman Reigns, SmackDown guy, kicking off Raw. Wild card rule. Yay. Oh, Michael Cole, must you say that like that? Fucking asshole. Oh, yeah. So I look pretty bright in the phone, too. Oh, shit. Come back to life. There we go. All right, here comes Roman. Is he coming out to cut a promo, or what is he doing? Yeah, so this is kind of how I look like. You can't really see it there. I guess if you're watching on your phone, it looks alright. So yeah, I think the only way I'm going to look really bad is if you're watching me on like a really old-ass TV. Because this TV over here I'm using as a monitor, and it's only 720p, and I look like shit. So anyway, I kind of forgot. I was setting up the stream. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I got the monitor this week. That's going to change how everything looks. So it took me a couple minutes to get it configured. What's Jerry Lawler doing there? Where's Graves? So Lawler's on commentary, but he's also doing the King's Court. I heard Vince McMahon is also not at Raw tonight. What are him and Corey Graves doing? And where are they doing it? Yeah, maybe Graves will come out when Lawler does the King's Court. I don't know. I used to love Lawler, you know, back in the Attitude Era. Like, I wouldn't want anybody else other than him and Ross calling the matches. But as years went by, I really got over Lawler. Like, I really don't miss him. I hate to say that. He just stopped being funny to me. I don't know why. I just found him more annoying than anything else. Graves quit because Sasha came back? That's awesome. Oh, Graves on vacation. Yeah, I'm sure Michael Cole just said it, what it is. I was just flapping my gums, so I didn't hear it. I think NXT will be fine. We knew this was going to happen. NXT was not going to be a one-hour show on the network forever. Regardless of AEW, there's been talk long before this of NXT eventually moving to TV. And I think 2 hours is fine. I don't think that's overexposing it. If you give NXT 2 shows a week, where one is 3 hours and one is 2 hours, then yeah, it's going to be way too much. But there are plenty of weeks on NXT on the network where I'm like, oh, I wish we had another hour. All right, we're starting off with this. I don't know if they're going to do any revelations here tonight or not. Okay, so Corey Graves on vacation. All right, so nothing weird there. I just didn't hear Cole say that. Well, good. Hope he has fun. I'm hoping Carmella's with him. What's up, Ramon? Good to see y'all in here. Smash that thumbs up. Had a lot of good amount of subscribers come into the channel in the last few days. SummerSlam was really successful, so we're climbing. We're getting there. So make sure you smash the subscribe if you are not already one. And like this video. That way I can be an awesome dude with lots of likes. Who's this random phone number text messaging me? What's up, Barry? Thanks for the $2, dude. We're getting a huge recap of Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan and Buddy Murphy and all that shit, by the way, in case you're wondering. But thanks for the super chat, Barry. Any chance of reacting to NXT when it goes on USA? Probably not. I'm working every Wednesday, so that's probably not going to be an option. If I'm ever home, then yeah, I totally will. So I wasn't sure when Daniel Bryan said next week we'll bring you the culprit, if that's tonight or that's tomorrow. I was assuming it meant tomorrow, but maybe they're going to do something now. Addicted Chip, thanks for $2, dude. Braun Strowman will win the U.S. title. You think so? I actually say he won't. I think you got to keep the OC together right now. You know, they just kind of got back together. They're finally, for the first time ever, deciding that they're going to make use of Gallows and Anderson. They all got belts right now. I don't want them to hit any bumps in the road quite yet. So I think they're going to attack or interfere or cause a DQ just like last week, and I don't know what that's going to lead to. Who knows? But you would be a genius if you predict that correct, Addicted Chip. Dolph Ziggler is opening the show, by the way. Some rumors of Dolph maybe finally bouncing, but I don't know. We've been talking about Dolph leaving the company for 6 years now. Maybe 5. And if Roman here annihilates him, I guess, Antoine, thanks for the $5, dude. I hope the rumors are not true about them toning down The Fiend. They probably won't, but they may realize it can't. Maybe there's a few things they can't do. I wasn't sure about that severed head thing, and, you know, I don't know. Chris, I've got 4 shirts available right now. ProWrestlingTees.com. Link is right down below. It'll take you right over to my store. Only 4 designs right now. But there's some good ones up there. Take a look. And thanks for your support. No, I know it looks bright if you're not looking on a very sharp TV, but no, it's not that bright here. It appears to be bright there. There, that's better.
It's bad enough getting speared by Goldberg, but I didn't even see it coming. He speared me 3 times. I thought he had to wait 6 months in between each time that he speared me. I don't know the rules. I got this DZ wannabe HBK cheap shot me, super kicking me in the face. I was so out of it last Monday. Maurice's husband beat me with Ric Flair's move. Do you have any idea how embarrassing that is? Listen.
Is this a match or just a promo here?
Trust me, I think you're the man, you're the big dog, I get it, but I think everyone here knows it should be me. Everyone here knows. Everyone knows, listen to me. Man to man.
All right, I think it's better if I don't have my my stream pulled up in front of me. Oh, and he got super kicked. Or the YouTube page, I should say, because it's white. Damn, Roman took that super kick like Goldberg did. Oh, Lawler, you always say that line. You still suck.
Ziggler came out here and continued his belly aching tonight over the, it
should be him. Everything should be about Dolph Ziggler in his mind.
He needs to get over it. He went through this with Kofi Kingston. Now he's putting the blame on Roman Reigns.
I'm worried about Roman here. Is he going to be able to go?
Oh yeah, Dolph's super kicks is one of the best in the biz.
Reigns through the arena here tonight on Monday Night Raw.
Also, Dolph Ziggler asked for those.
Well, you know Dolph's gonna get squashed here.
Ready to go. Ziggler, as the bell rings, and he goes. And a right hand to Ziggler, driving him out.
Roman's still selling that super kick.
You show up, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Dolph Ziggler trying to gain the upper hand before this match even began, but I think he just ticked off Reigns. Roman, that jaw jack is hurting.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dorian. I think something's gonna happen to Roman too.
Reigns still trying to.
I don't know if we're gonna get any answers tomorrow on SmackDown or not.
Dolph Ziggler might end up with a lot worse later tonight.
Reigns completely focused. He catches himself. Separated with a soul. Drive Reigns rings first into the barricade. Zigzag from behind outside the ring. Ziggler has taken control. The match continues.
All right. You know what I'm trying to figure out on YouTube? I'm trying to figure out how to make my screen dark instead of white. I know there's a setting somewhere. I just don't know where. And then I can move that over here. I just want to be able to read the chat effectively.
Covers over 99% of Americans, and I'm here to cover. Are you wearing my robe? This lean green queen is here.
Mike Witt, you haven't missed anything so far. Just Roman came out of the ring and Dolph followed with a promo, talking shit. And now and he super kicked the hell out of Roman, and now we're getting a match. Now we've got about 200 people in here, so it might be a good audience tonight. Thank you so much for joining up here every Monday night. I actually had to work today, so I was kind of late getting here and scrambling, putting together everything. So I didn't have a chance to really peek at much wrestling news. The only thing I did see is that Vince McMahon apparently is not at the show tonight for whatever reason. I guess Triple H and Dunn and Heyman kind of headed up creative in the meetings and stuff today, so I don't know if that Raw will benefit or not. Also, big news coming out today with NXT heading over to the USA Network. Of course, starting in just a couple of weeks, they're going to get a jump on AEW starting about 2 weeks before their Wednesday night show, and that's going to be moving to 2 hours on the USA Network. A lot of people had FS1 pegged for NXT's new home. And then at the last minute, they kind of swerved us and went to USA, which I guess makes sense. I mean, USA's losing a show on Fridays. Now they're going to gain one on Wednesdays. And that could make Wednesdays very interesting. I mean, you take regular NXT, and if you incorporate a couple of, some NXT UK people, maybe a few pieces from 205 Live, that's going to be a fun kind of head-to-head war. I'm really curious kind of how the ratings are going to go. Tony Schiavone, also, I saw today, is going to officially be working for AEW in some capacity, and if he does do play-by-play for their TV show, that puts Schiavone back on TNT 18 years after WCW closes its doors. So kind of an interesting day in the news with everything going on. So critics are coming out of the woodwork about the NXT stuff. I talked about that a little bit earlier when we just fired up the stream here. I'm like okay with it. We knew this was going to be a possibility. We knew NXT would eventually get a TV deal at some point. You knew WWE probably wanted that for them. They've been on the network for a lot of years now. The 1 hour show is working just fine, but I don't think you're oversaturating the NXT product by adding another hour. Now if you have two NXT shows and one's 2 hours and one's 3 hours and you start programming it like you do Raw and SmackDown, that's one thing. But 1 2 hour show a week, I don't think is going to water it down. I think there's enough talent there to put shit, and fill 2 hours every week. I wouldn't recommend it ever going to 3, and I hope they don't increase it beyond there. But 2 hours is pretty much the standard these days, has been ever since the mid to late 90s for a wrestling show. It adds a lot of wrestling, now you're adding 2 hours of the AEW and 2 more hours of NXT on another night of the week. So it's just a lot of wrestling in general. But as far as NXT goes, I'm voting no on the overexposing it. I don't think 2 hours will do it. I think it'll be fine. As long as WWE effectively books those 2 hours, as long as Vince McMahon doesn't stick his dirty fucking fingers into the pie too much and lets them do their thing and lets them do what they're good at. Dance with what brung you, right? Everything NXT has been doing since their inception has been pretty damn good. And if it ain't broke, so moving to TV was probably inevitable. Now you're going to have commercials and shit like that. But, you know, as far as the wrestling product, if you take away the commercials, you're probably looking at about an hour and a half now of wrestling as opposed to an hour. So you're really only adding about 30 minutes of wrestling. I don't think that's enough to fuck the brand up, you know. But we'll see. Where'd it go? Ziggler and Roman are still going here. I thought based on the way Ziggler cut his promo that this was going to be a squash, but it is not.
Roman in a zone now. He's with a big boot. Down goes Ziggler.
All right.
And now Roman Reigns
Where are we at? The drive-by. Love that. Smash that like button for me, y'all. Hook me up. 217 folks in here right now. Yeah, thanks, JJ Leg. Sorry, I'm looking over here at the chat now because if I have it in front of me, the light is way too bright on my face. No, Barry, I don't think so. That's a good question, but I don't think takeovers are going to be on USA. I hope not. We don't want that. I think takeovers should remain as pay-per-views. So no, they're not going to be on USA. I think they'll remain on the network, as they should. The only thing that scares me, and I think some of you are mentioning this in the chat a little bit, as Roman and Dolph continue to battle here. If Vince is going to have an input in NXT and it goes to TV, one thing I am nervous about is that Vince is going to think that, oh, well, we got to build viewership for this show. We got to get people to tune in. So we're going to have to bring some main roster guys maybe over at first. Maybe we're going to have to book Roman Reigns for NXT. Like, that's what I'm worried about. Vince is going to think that's going to be necessary. Instead of maybe trying to have NXT build its own audience without any outside help, it's already got the production and the marketing, the drive of the WWE behind them. They don't need anything else. You don't need Roman to up the ratings, and I worry if the television ratings aren't great for any reason, that he's going to think the answer is to be putting guys like Roman Reigns and a lot of main roster talent down there. Some underutilized guys would be great. You want to send Cesaro to NXT, I say do it. But you don't need to send Corbin there, or Roman, or Braun, or anybody like that. Wow, Dolph nearly had Roman beat there. So that's my only fear, is I don't want to see NXT get blended into Raw and SmackDown to where now you can't tell who's on NXT anymore. That's the only thing I worry about. So, but if it stays its own brand, and if you take a few pieces from UK, you take maybe a couple 205 Live guys, and maybe the occasional Raw or SmackDown guy, like extremely rarely showing up. Maybe the 24/7 title can change hands right in the middle of one of their shows. You know, but don't go overboard with it. Don't fuck it up. And don't plaster Roman Reigns all over that show if the ratings aren't what you expect, Vince. So that's all I ask, and that's the only thing that makes me like a tiny bit nervous about NXT on USA is the magic might be over. Shout out Joe Cronin. Fans got a sign right there in the front row. Joe stops into the chat and says hello every now and then. When I was fucking with my YouTube, I didn't miss any super chats, did I? Nope, does not look like it. Catherine, did I say hi to you? I think I did. Good to see you. Meatballs, sweet plantains, and wine. I was watching Cobra Kai YouTube series, and Johnny is eating at his neighbor's house, and I don't know where they're from, but she makes plantains for him, and he's eating them, and he goes, "These are good bananas." And she goes, "They're plantains." And he goes, "Oh, in America we call them bananas." It's just fucking funny. Made me think of that. Enjoy your plantains, girl, and your wine, and your balls. Oh, Lawler, your one-liners suck. Yeah, I'm kind of in the minority of just not wanting anything to do with Lawler. I really don't like him anymore. Wow. Ziggler countered the spear with a famouser. I'm about to say, he pins this guy. What's going on? Hello to those of you saying hello. Pretty good audience in here tonight. And I will work on this lighting for next week. And I will try to figure out how I'm going to be doing this going forward. But I kind of didn't think about that this would be an issue. And thank you, by the way, to all of you who joined in this past Friday for the Winged Eagle podcast. First ever episode. We did a pilot a couple of weeks ago to kind of test out the format, see how it was going to go, see if I was even going to be able to keep it capable of doing something like that live and in one take and staying on point. And I liked the way Friday's episode went. I thought it was really good. It will get better. And I'm excited. I'm excited just for the new format. It's a big relief, weight off my shoulders, because doing the podcast the way I was doing them was just too much, too taxing. And changing up to this format and taking a couple of months to plan it and figure out how exactly I'm going to do it, I think it was good for me to take that little break. And now I'm ready, and I'll be up here every Saturday starting this fall. But I might, but the podcast's going to change on days until then. Ooh! Wow, what a spear. That's got to be it. I wouldn't mind seeing that replay. I kind of turned my head and caught the very end of it. Roman cut that boy in half. He did. He really did. At some point tonight, too, we will talk about, when I have time, we'll talk about the insane day on wrestling Twitter and our good friend Jim Cornette ruffling feathers and getting pissed, and my God. Just checking Twitter, making sure I didn't miss anything over there. All right. They say marriage is grand, but divorce is 100 grand. There's a couple lines like that Lawler has that are good. Another one of my favorite ones are, or one of my favorite Lawler lines, he says, a man doesn't find true happiness until he gets married, and by then it's too late. I love that one. All right, Cesaro and Samoa Joe in the first round King of the Ring, and I think we also have Cedric and McIntyre? Or Sammy, I'm sorry. Cedric and Sammy. I'm ready for the semis at the Garden in a couple of weeks. That's going to be fun. Sasha Banks going to beat up Lawler or something? And I'm guessing we're getting Sasha and Becky at Clash, right? Kind of feels like we have to. You like corny millennial smart? Well, guess what? I love Cornette. But that doesn't mean I always love what he says. I love Bret Hart too, and he says some stupid fucking shit. And sometimes you have to admit that people you like aren't always right. And I am very much in disagreement with Jim Cornette's last few months of his Twitter tirades and his anger towards modern wrestling. It's just a little ridiculous. It's okay to kind of have like an old school mindset and maybe roll your eyes at some modern wrestling. I understand that there's going to be some old timers that are just going to be that way. That's fine. I don't even really disagree with them a whole lot in kind of what they're trying to say, the critics and stuff. But Cornette takes it to such an insane degree to where he's just, I mean, he's making enemies out of everybody. Everybody. Joey Janela and Orange Cassidy and anybody that Jim Cornette feels is not worthy of being in the business. He thinks everybody's a mark and a nerd and a wrestling dork. He says they're play wrestlers. These guys went to wrestling school and take bumps. They know what they're doing. They're trained. It's not like they just fucking walked off the streets and shit. You know, even the ones that don't look like real wrestlers, they can still work and shit. Like, they know how to take bumps and they're not fucking dumb. And I kind of reject Jim's, like, idea that wrestling was so serious and such, like, sport. Back in the day, wrestling had some silly-ass shit in the 80s. I watched all of it. Independent wrestling in the territory days in the 80s and stuff. Just go watch some of Jim Cornette's Smoky Mountain tapes and some of that hokey-ass shit he was doing. And he's going to pass judgment on today's wrestling? Give me a fucking break. And he's never been in the ring. He's done silly-ass shit. Remember those matches he had with Jose Lothario and he had a couple in the NWA? Were those supposed to be taken seriously? No, he's a fucking comedy act, getting his ass spanked with a tennis racket. I just think that, I don't understand, like, why Like, I don't even disagree with the premise of, like, kind of what he says. It's just, why so angry? Why so full of hate? Why so over the top, head exploding, stark raving, raging mad about something like this that's not a big deal, doesn't even concern you? I've seen and heard old timers that kind of criticize indie wrestling a little bit. They maybe don't like the fact that wrestlers, they don't, you know, kayfabe is dead, the marks are in the ring, wrestlers aren't tough anymore. But maybe they're not as tough, you know, but I'd still like, I'll take wrestlers playing video games than snorting coke up their nose and getting in fights and getting arrested and beating their girlfriends and killing their girlfriends and living a wild, crazy life. You give me a soft-spoken guy that's not trying to piss anybody off and likes to play fucking Nintendo, you know, that'll show you a guy that's not causing any fucking problems in this world, you know? So I just think that Cornette takes things entirely too far. I don't agree with him at all. And it hurts me to say that because I like Cornette. I like his philosophy a lot about wrestling. He's fucking hilarious. He's extremely smart. You know, he's an absolute walking encyclopedia, historian of the business. Guy, he has one of the coolest man caves I've ever seen. His wrestling memorabilia room in his home is a thing of beauty, a thing to behold. Go look it up on YouTube and see how much this man loves wrestling and loves the business. And I just don't understand where all of this hate is coming from. The Vince Russo stuff was funny, you know, over the years. I love watching Cornette flip out about him because that's just kind of funny. It's kind of his thing. But I don't think it's really healthy for anybody to be this angry. And Jim Cornette shouldn't be angry. He had a great career. Wrestling paid for him to make a good living. Lives in a beautiful home. Lives comfortably. He's in his 50s now, kicking back, retiring in Kentucky where he loves it and where he lives. He shouldn't be a guy that should be this angry, like he's been done some disservice, like he's been done wrong. You know, like he's had a string of bad luck and he's depressed. Like, what's he mad about? He should be pretty damn happy. He's had a great career in wrestling and he's still kind of relevant. He's got a podcast. He's in MLW. He does some things. I don't know why he's so mad about everything. Anyway, that's my take on that. And this is coming from a huge Jim Cornette fan. So if you're mad at me what I just said and you're giving me shit about knocking Cornette a little bit, go fuck yourself. I guarantee you, I've been watching him and know more about him than you ever will. So I love Jim with all of my heart. But that doesn't mean that I have to agree with everything he says. And he's been a fucking idiot on Twitter in the past couple of weeks. That's just the truth. I did love Sasha's return last week. I thought it was beautifully pulled off with the fucking right hand and then ripping the wig off. Oh, Michael Cole, I wish I could just reach and grab your throat through this fucking screen. Did I miss a super chat? I can see one coming in. C-Mac, thanks for the $2, dude. I appreciate it. Antoine, thanks for another $2, brother. I don't think Vince is touching Triple H's creation. Well, I think he's going to have an input now in NXT with it being on TV, and there have been some reports that Vince is going to be more involved. Hopefully that doesn't mean he's going to be in complete control. Maybe Vince is going to be acting like a consultant. Maybe Vince will take the Triple H role. Triple H is still in charge, but Vince, I don't know, makes suggestions, shall we say. Hopefully Vince will not insist on anything and fuck it all up. Did I miss any other chatty chats? 300 folks in here watching right now. Pretty good audience. Smash that thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. We're getting close to, I think, 28,000 on the channel. I've had a lot of subs coming in the last few days. So welcome to all the new ones who might be watching. A lot came in on Friday after the Winged Eagle podcast, so I think people might like that. All right, looks like we're getting the Sasha King's Court thing next because they're rehashing this shit from last week. Well, Ben, thank you for being so positive. I'm sure NXT will be ruined. Positive. You guys got to have a little bit more faith in that. You know, Vince McMahon can't just single-handedly ruin everything. You still got to remember there's a whole roster full of a lot of talent there, and sometimes the talent can overcome shitty creative. And I don't think Vince is going to be coming in there taking over. I know fans want to think that. They really hope that's true. That way it gives them something to shit on. But Vince is not going in there and saying, everybody is now fired, I'm in charge by myself. That's not what's happening. So I think we need to give it a rest and just see how it goes.
Sasha Banks beat me stupid with a chair. And all I
She beat me stupid.
Why do I
Becky, you look very pretty like that with your hair pulled
I'll
back.
be interested to know what Sasha's answers are with Jerry Lawler later, but I'll give you my simple answer. Because I want the best, most aggressive version of everyone coming after this. I want to fight the best. I want to fight everyone at their most interesting. I want to fight everyone at their peak, and that is what.
Don't
Sasha
take any
Banks
deep
is
breaths
at
this
the
time.
moment. And she can thank the man for that. So 4 months ago, Sasha Banks ran away crying from WWE, her career cold as ice. Now cut to last week.
Thanks for the super chat there, Mike. Still wish they would have done Sasha and Bailey. They can. They can get to that.
Sasha Banks do.
Because you got Bailey as a babyface over there on SmackDown, Sasha on Raw as a heel. You keep them apart for a little while. They'll bump into each other. We got Survivor Series right around the corner in a couple of months, so
Absolutely.
have them captain their respective teams or something. I don't know.
And it only took me a couple of press interviews to do what Sasha Banks couldn't. Make her the top dog in 2019.
It could be a good Survivor Series match, actually. If Sasha takes this belt from Becky and Bailey somehow survives all that time, I don't think she will. I think Charlotte will beat her. But you could get Sasha and Bailey in the champion versus champion match at Survivor Series.
You can swing your chair and you can wear your dollar store glasses all you like. But the fact is, I put more work into getting you into WWE than you did. So why is that, Sasha? Why did it take me to unleash the real you? Because the greats don't need to be goaded into greatness. They seek it out, they crave it. They dare the entire locker room to come after them, just like I'm gonna seek you out. I told you last week, this is a cat and mouse game.
Is there one female talent in WWE that does not have colored hair?
Go run home and cry about it.
Like, that's an actual question. Is anybody just rocking what grows out of their head? Hello, Lawler. Oh, man, I wish you were wearing your 96 outfit, that black and the crown and all that.
Welcome everyone to the King's Court.
Shut up, Lawler. Stone Cold, good to see you. Thank you, man. What happens to the WWE Network with NXT gone? Nothing. WWE Network's fine. Thanks for the $2, man. You're awesome. I hardly even watch NXT on the network. I can live without NXT on the network. That's fine. They got plenty of other shit on there.
On the King's Court, I would be remiss if I didn't take just a moment to mention
And they might replace it with something else. You don't know. Maybe Evolve or, something like that. Still got NXT UK. I think the network will be all right.
of course I am the king. But the King of the Ring is
Would be cool if they could replay.
of the
I'd be down with that.
WWE.
Do the full replay on the network immediately after
It's not
it goes off the air. That would be helpful for me.
It's actually sometimes it's a launching pad. I mean, let's face
But that
it,
might
legends like Bret the Hitman Hart,
encourage people to watch AEW if they know they can get the replay, so that might not work either.
Stone Cold Steve Austin was King of the Ring. Hey, Minneapolis' own the Beast Brock Lesnar was King of the Ring.
I sometimes forget that Brock was king of the ring, but yeah, he was.
Now what it's all about is over the next few weeks, 16 of the top WWE superstars
Alexa Bliss, nobody's hair is that blonde.
to be, well, to be called
Thank you, Almighty. I appreciate it. I will not spend it all at once. I will slowly spend that $1.99. I'll get a couple of now and laters, maybe an airhead.
who I think is going to win this tournament. Let's take a look at the bracket.
But thanks, man. Appreciate the support and you hanging out. All right, they haven't changed anything. It's still the same stuff. I think Owens is going to go to the finals, but maybe lose. It just feels like we're getting Shane and Owens again. So Shane's got to screw him, right?
Call themselves King of the Ring. Well, I'll tell you, some great superstars in this tournament. I'm just going to go out on a limb and I'm say, from the Raw side, I think it's going to come down to Cedric Alexander and Ricochet. And from the SmackDown side,
I don't think it can. Oh, wait, maybe it can. I was about to say, I didn't think Ricochet, just the way the brackets are set up, I didn't think it could be ricocheting. Oh, fuck. Yes. I don't know why I didn't see this coming. Lawler's like, see ya. He needs to get mandible clawed. Oh, shit, Lawler. Nice knowing you. All right, we got the Fiend coming out. We didn't see him last week. Where's Jim Ross? Her, good thing the King's wearing dark pants. There. Oh my God. I'd literally be pissing myself. The claw is awesome because it allowed him to attack people like Lawler and Foley who probably couldn't really take bumps. I mean, Lawler can. He works on the indies still, but WWE doesn't want him doing anything. But the mandible claw is easy. You can just grab him and put him right down, put him like to bed. Oh, Lawler. God, that annoying sound, too, is... You know, I mean, we look at how awesome this Bray Wyatt character is, and one thing you gotta know is that one day in the future, he's gonna have to lose a match. And I mean, is that gonna really just do this character in? He'll probably be a lot like Mankind, you know, then he'll do a babyface turn, and then character will take, you know, different forks in the road and evolve, and maybe one day he'll be out there wearing a tie and falling off a 30-foot cell. Yeah, we chant. Thanks, Brett, for the $5, dude. You're awesome. Which Bret Hart SummerSlam rematch was better? The rematch with Perfect at King of the Ring 95 or the rematch with Bulldog at In Your House 95? Or I'm sorry, King of the Ring 93. Those are two good ones. I loved the Bret Bulldog match from Hershey in 95. That was awesome. I liked it more than the SummerSlam match. I went back in 95. I actually have the tape right up there. When I got the that In Your House on the Coliseum video, or the tape that had the matches on it, I watched that Bret and Bulldog match over and over and over. It was so good. It was bloody. It was just different, and it worked better because Bulldog was a heel at that point, and it wasn't a babyface match. I mean, the SummerSlam match was beautiful, and arguably one of the best or the best SummerSlam match of all time. But I really liked. I'm going Bulldog. Here's why. I loved the Bret and Perfect King of the Ring match. I liked it probably almost as much as the 91 match. I did. Maybe even part of me liked it better because Jim Ross on the call and just the vibe and the atmosphere of the King of the Ring. It's up there. But I've always just been partial to the Bret Perfect match at SummerSlam that year. So even though I love the King of the Ring match and I really want to make it better and like it better than the SummerSlam match in my heart, I just can't. So I'm going Bulldog and Bret from In Your House. That was the better rematch. But they're both damn good rematches. It's hard to vote against either one of those. But yeah, if you've never seen that, it was December of 95 In Your House. Bret and Bulldog main evented. I think you had Diesel and Owen. The Hog Pen match was that night with Triple H. Undertaker might have worked. Mabel again. I forget. But the Bret Bulldog match was the big one. And it was in Pennsylvania. At least in the same state that ECW is in, and so WWE went a little hardcore. Bret spilled a lot of blood. It was just a dirty match. It was very much like, and even with Cornette on the outside of the ring, it felt like an NWA match because of just how bloody it was and just the vibe and stuff. The Fiend retiring The Undertaker, maybe. I don't know. I feel like he could, but with The Undertaker at this point, I just have him have a nice send-off. He can lose and everything, but I don't think he needs to be buried and eaten alive by The Fiend. I think it should be, you know, a match where he loses and it's like a Ric Flair type of situation. Everybody shows him love and all that. You know, kind of how we had at WrestleMania 33. You know, kind of how like he already did. Something like that. Nobody wants to mention Mabel as King of the Ring. That's true. I wish I knew how to turn on the dark lights on this thing. Because then I could put it in front of me. How the fuck do I do that? It's not in settings. It's not there. It's not there. It's not on the screen anywhere. I just don't know how to do it. More actions? No. I'm SOL. I need to research this next time before I go live. Now that I have the new monitor that shines Kenny Roaster's chicken light in my face. So I apologize if I'm not as on point with the chat tonight because it's all the way over here. And I got to read it over there. That was awesome. So are we not going to get a Sasha Banks interview? That sucks. No. I like that Lawler was smart enough to get the F out of there. But I love the way Bray kind of appeared. That was great. Aleister Black retiring The Undertaker. I would love for WWE to push Aleister Black strong at some point. I think the guy's awesome. I like him. I just have my doubts that they'll even do anything with him. I mean, look at Nakamura, and, you know, if they can't figure out what to do with Nakamura, how are they going to figure out what to do with Aleister? It's a shame. I'm not optimistic about Aleister, even though I love him personally. Big Joseph is here now? Who's going to kick your ass, and then somebody's going to take your place? I'll do it. That way I can tell Michael Cole to shut up to his fat face. They got that crown and the scepter, man. I really don't want the winner to put this shit on. Who was the last winner of the King of the Ring? Was it Barrett? Did he wear that shit? I hope he didn't. I don't remember. Is the King of the Ring throne the same one that was in the ring for Lawler? Did they just move it in there? All right, here comes Ricochet. The Fiend versus Brother Nero. Catherine, you're doing yoga stretches. I already did mine this morning. You know, Ricochet is one of the most stupidly athletic guys I've ever seen. But I'm kind of like over him, and that sucks because I shouldn't be. He's awesome. I don't even know why. I guess it's just WWE. They're WWE-ing him, and I don't like it. And The Miz. Here's another guy that you could argue that isn't being treated real well right now. I don't even see him as being a favorite in the King of the Ring, maybe, but he's not on my immediate radar. You know, he's like my second tier guy to win it, you know? Top tier is like Drew, Owens, and, you know, below that would be like Miz and guys like that. I don't know. I think whatever's going on with Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin is kind of interesting as well. Some sort of rumors about a Gable name change. I hope that's completely fucking bullshit because I almost threw up when I heard that. But more could be to that issue. But McIntyre's another guy like on my short list. I'd love to have him win this. I don't really want to see it be Apollo Crews. I definitely don't want to see it be Elias. Sorry, Catherine. Miz, I even think to a degree would be boring. What does he need like another accolade? He's won every belt possible. He just needs to do something interesting. Just winning the King of the Ring. Okay, great, fine, but now what? And this asshole, don't even get me started. I hope you put that crown on your bald head and it cuts you all up, Baron Corbin, and you bleed everywhere. Can your shirt be any tighter? Can you go buy a tighter one? Asshole. A lot of people have been calling Corbin to win. I'm saying no. I'm rejecting it because he hasn't done a whole lot, you know, with after the Seth thing. And I just think that WWE to flaunt this heel in our face some more is just gonna piss everybody off. I don't think they're gonna put it on Corbin. I actually don't. I know we're scared, and it could definitely happen, but my gut is telling me it won't, and we're safe from Baron Corbin. The earlier the better. He gets eliminated from this tournament, as far as I'm concerned. Super Chat's coming in. Who'd I miss? Mike. Well, let me find you. There you are. Good to see you. Watch Starcade 86 today on the network. Night of the Skywalkers. Warriors versus Midnight Express. Corny blowing out his knees. Ouch. Good match. Yeah, I have it. Is that it? Right there. Oh, no, that's 88. This is actually a rare tape. I got a case on it. But this Starcade show. This one. Starcade 8 True Grit. This tape is kind of rare. I don't even know how I got it or how much I paid for it. I don't think it was much. I think it was in a tape lot years ago. But I came across it on eBay, and it sold for, like, a lot. So, anyway, it's worth some money. But I got 86 up there somewhere. Yeah, that was a good one. Cornette fell off the scaffold and busted both of his knees to shit. I mean, could you imagine blowing out both your knees? It's bad enough to do one. You know, you're on crutches or whatever, but at least you can walk around. But both of them? It's like when Vince tore both of his quads. I couldn't even imagine. Yeah, Corbin is a good heel, but man, I do not want to see him win this King of the Ring. I think I have all the Starcades on tape. I'm just trying to look for them because I have them all in these plastic cases now, so they glare, so I can't read. Oh, yeah, Starcade. I don't see it. It may be way up top. I think I've got 86, 87, and 88 all on VHS, I'm pretty sure. I just don't see the other two. Anyway, they're up there somewhere. But yeah, I love old school wrestling, man. Oh, man, James Rosano, I am sorry about that. Lost your best friend today in total sadness. My condolences, sir. Thank you for the super chat. I'm really sorry to hear that. Hopefully we can all do our best to cheer you up. Yeah, that's sad. It's rough to lose a friend. Been there. Who said Kong of the Ring? I didn't say that. Ronnie Matthews, how have you been, by the way? Search Bash at the Beach 2000 VHS tape. I'm pretty sure that's a rare one. I have it, or do I? I know that's another harder one to get. Yeah, I've got a couple. I've got a little spot set aside for some of the tapes that are like more rare. I've got another Coliseum video. It's Countdown to SummerSlam '94. WWE used to do like a countdown show or a special on USA sometimes before SummerSlams. They released that in a Coliseum video, but not very many of them. And I got my hands on one of those, and it goes for a pretty penny on eBay. So there's a few random ones. Mind Games, In Your House, VHS, another rare one that I have. So Brawl in the Family I can see up there. That's a rare one. See, I've got like a little stack of like, don't give these away type of thing. Yeah, keep your head up, James. We're all here for you, man. Gage Cornelius, man, that's a good question. So that World Cup shit that Shane won, he was not originally in the tournament, right? Didn't he go and jump in there and take someone's place? If he does that again for the King of the Ring, that would be a great question. That would be a great Twitter poll. Who would you rather have win the King of the Ring? Shane McMahon at the last minute inserting himself and winning, or Baron Corbin? Answer in the chat right here. I actually want to legitimately know the answer to this. Good point, Mike Witt. I didn't even think about that. Thanks for the $2, dude. Kind of surprised they're not doing the Queen of the Ring. I am too. They've done the Royal Rumble. They've done the Hell in the Cell. They've done the Chamber. We got tag titles now. What's left to do? Done an all-women's pay-per-view. What else all women have they done? Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Saudi Arabia Battle Royal. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, Queen of the Ring, they totally should. Charlotte winning the first one would be probably appropriate. Charlotte 316 says, I'm the queen, bitch. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done that. Why are they not doing Queen of the Ring? And how have I not asked myself that question up until now? Thank you, Mike. All right, here we go. Lots of votes coming in. Corbin, Shane, Corbin, Shane. It looks split to me. Huh. Yeah, that's a tough one. And if it could only be two. I would put that up in a Twitter poll, but I already know what people are going to say. Shane's not in the match, but there's not enough characters in the poll to say, like, Shane inserts himself or anything like that, so I wouldn't even bother. This is a random tag match. I don't even know why we're having it. By the way, it's Corbin and McIntyre. Corbin's at least not wrestling with the shirt on anymore, which is nice. Against Ricochet and Miz. So 4 random dudes in a match I don't give a fuck about. Oh, this might fit. Cool, I'm going to ask this on Twitter, see what they see. I know that light is probably bright in y'all's face. But during this boring match, I figured I'd put up a Twitter poll, right? Wait, that's such a ludicrous question, I have to put a laughing emoji next to it. Okay. Who would you rather have win King of the Ring? Baron Corbin or Shane McMahon replacing someone? There, that fits. Enough characters and everyone. Alright, let's tweet this shit. Ha! Let's see what Twitter says about this. I mean, the shirt annoyed me that Baron Corbin wore it. His whole damn outfit annoys me, but on top of that, as a wrestler, I would be so fucking uncomfortable in that, and I'd refuse to wrestle in it. I'm not comfortable walking around the streets wearing shit like that. I'm like, I hate tucked in shirts, and I hate just shit. I hate like long sleeve stuff. I hate slacks. I hate belts. I hate anything tucked in. I don't like uncomfortable shoes. Like, my lifestyle, I have to dress as comfortably as possible, or I'll go crazy. So imagine wrestling in that type of shit with a fucking belt on and a belt buckle. And you're in there taking bumps. Your pants can't breathe and they're all stuck to you and everything. Like, I just could not do it. I'd go out of my mind. I'm like, if I was a wrestler, you know what who I dress like? I dress like Kevin Owens. I'd wear like, that's what I'm wearing right now. T-shirt and workout shorts. That's it. I'd be so comfortable in that. McIntyre is a fucking stud. Why this guy's not champ yet, I don't know. I gotta go up here and answer some more super chats. Claymore, no. Oh, Miz is not gonna pin Drew with a finale, is he? No, he's not. Choke slam on the Miz. I'm gonna answer that super chat in just a second there, Andy. Thank you, man. Now Ricochet will kick out of that. Alright, probably got another minute or so in this match. Andy Hempshaw, thank you, man. Have not seen your name before, or at least I don't recognize it, so if it's your first time donating, I appreciate it, and thank you. Bray should only use as the sweater-wearing version or Muscle Man dance version of himself, then snap. Yeah, I could see that. If he's got, like, multiple personalities, I'm worried about the first time The Fiend ever loses. You can't go undefeated for 5 years. So at some point, somebody's going to have to best him or whatever. And I don't know. I'm just hoping that maybe he can get a title runner first, or whenever they finally book his first loss, they don't do it in a stupid way where it just kills the gimmick. But if he shows up randomly as the muscle dude or Mr. Rogers and loses, that's acceptable. So you might be onto something there, Andy. But maybe the Fiend, if they can hold off the Fiend losing as long as possible, I think would be in the best interest of the Fiend. It's all up to WWE. Did he code break him? Right on. Baron Corbin got pinned. It's a happy day. Drew, sorry, man. You picked a shitty tag team partner. Normally, I don't like to see you lose, but if your partner's Corbin, what can I tell you, man? Sorry. Robert Billing, what have I missed? Oh, man, you missed it. I twerked in my purple thong to start the stream right at the beginning. I did solid 5 seconds of twerking, ass in the camera. It was great. Sorry you missed it. Oh, well, maybe next week. Right, Catherine? You're right. I wouldn't last a day in any woman's life. Just the fucking doing the hair and the shit and the skirts and the clothes that seem so uncomfortable, and you have to be so careful how you walk, or things might, you know, fall out. I see it all the time. I can't even believe what you guys have to go through. I have a girl that I work with, and she has a lot of makeup. Like, she's very pretty, but she just wears, like, a lot of makeup. And she says that it takes her 2 hours a day. Like, that's how long it takes Finn Balor to put his body paint on. So, I'm like, 2 hours in the morning? Like, just getting ready to leave the house? That's insane. I got a bald head. I roll out of bed, throw my shorts on, I'm gone. Prison shower is what I call it. Just me and under the shower with a bar of soap. Just like prison. Except no other dudes in there, just me. And that's all it is. I'm like, and I'm out in 3 minutes, and I'm out the door. Couldn't imagine hair and all that stuff. I'm so glad the hand I was dealt. Thank you, universe. Thanks for making my life easy. I agree with Gage. I've been talking about that. I talked about that on the podcast on Friday, is that Samoa Joe seems to be rejecting the fans. You know, hey, you assholes, you know, don't cheer me. You guys thought I tried to murder Roman Reigns. I don't appreciate that. You guys can all kiss my ass. So it doesn't feel like he's ready to turn babyface yet, but I think that's got to be in his future, because there's nothing left for him to do as a heel. Everybody's beating him. I'm tired of seeing him lose. So go on a little babyface run, maybe help out Roman Reigns whenever this attacker shit is revealed. And it might make for some fun TV with Joe. But it might be a slow process. He might not be full babyface yet. And he might not do it at all. I think he should, though.
I wish I could shake your hand.
Now let's check that Twitter poll. Got any votes on that sucker? It's a fucking 50-50. That's great. Y'all can't decide. Not many votes on it. Less than 100. I thought I had more than that. I thought I have a couple hundred up there easily. But yeah, nobody knows. I love posing fans with questions like that, because everybody's usually so opinionated about a particular guy. And then if there's two guys they're really opinionated about, I like to ask them, who do you hate worse? And watch them figure it out. It's fun. It's fun for me. It's like asking Jim Cornette who he hates more, Ryan Satin or Joey Janela, or Marco Stunt, or Orange Cassidy, or Joey Ryan, or anybody that wrestles today. There's Alexa Bliss right there on this commercial. That is not natural hair. Whoever said that. Crazy. How come they haven't had Alexa Bliss do an Alexa commercial yet? Ooh, Finn Balor and AJ and Alexa. All right. Let's see when that tape gets released. And who's filming it? Who plays the role of Brad Maddox? I say Balor does. The boss. That's quite the outfit there, Sasha.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at this time. He is a Hall of Famer, Booker T.
What? Booker's on Skype now?
From his home in Houston. Book, all kidding aside, and before we get into the King of the Ring, I would like to talk to you about the fact that it doesn't.
You know who I got to shout out here? Fucking Deluxe Man. So you know last week they interviewed Austin and I photoshopped myself on the other side? Somebody needs to do Deluxe Man on here instead of Booker. That would be funny. I got 400 people in the chat here. Not bad. Make sure you subscribe. Good chance we're scratching the surface of 28,000 on the YouTube channel. 30,000's around the corner. Got another super chat rolling in from Mike Witt again. Thanks, dude, for the $5. Are you guys interested in this Booker T interview? I'm not listening to it. Least favorite wrestler of all time. I like this. Yours would be Ahmed Johnson. Never understood WWF trying to push him. Not a good worker. Boring on the mic. I liked Ahmed his first year. I thought Ahmed looked awesome. For 1995, you couldn't really tell how green he was, almost, you know, because it was just, there's a lot of crazy shit going on, and he looked so good, and he was intense, and he was strong, and I think he was passable in that early year, but then he just almost got, I don't know, maybe lazy. You could never understand anything he ever fucking said on the mic, and once he got injured, it was like downhill. So yeah, I wouldn't call him my least favorite though, but maybe one of my least favorites to watch. I didn't dislike Ahmed. I just thought that, you know, he wasn't very interesting to watch. I gotta think about my least favorite wrestler. God. Because there's so many factors. Am I talking about my least favorite one to watch in the ring, or my least favorite as a person? Maybe a combination of both. Somebody that's a shitty person and a shitty worker. I'd have to, like, think a little bit. Because, I mean, that's a big... I mean, I'm about to throw someone under the bus huge. My least favorite wrestler of all time? So many things to consider, Mike. Remind me again in a little while to answer this, and I'm going to, like, think on it. See if I can pull out a name for you. There's definitely plenty of guys in the 80s that I thought couldn't work a lick. All right, we got Strowman and AJ here, kicking off things, top of the hour. Why did they interview Booker just now? I mean, we weren't listening to him. Was he plugging something? Or they were just talking about The Fiend? Whose birthday is it? I missed it. Bubba Nader, is it your birthday? Happy birthday. How the hell old are you? Oh, 27. Paige just turned 27 like yesterday. You guys should have had a joint party and invited me. I just hope we don't get some weird six-man at Clash. With the OC against, like, Strowman and Seth and somebody else. Like, I don't know if I really want to see that. Does Seth have anything advertised for tonight? Is he doing something? Match, promo, maybe a run in here? I would have sworn they advertised this as a U.S. title match, is it not? Maybe I missed that. I swore when they WWE previewed this on Twitter or on their website that I thought it said U.S. title match. Help me, y'all. I've been talking, so I haven't been listening. Look how good Gallows looks with the face paint. What was his name on Southpaw? Okay, so it is a United States title. Okay, thank you.
Do I have your attention now? Next week, Raw, you're mine. Look, I know AJ Styles is a fighting champion, guys, but was he in the right mindset last
Where are they again tonight? St. Paul? You know, St. Paul, I'm pretty sure that's where Brian Pillman's last match is. I mean, this could be a fun match. I like that AJ slapped his face. I'm saying AJ retains here. He might not win, but I don't see him losing the belt here. I just don't. I could be wrong, but I don't feel it. I think you got to keep the club rolling, or the OC rolling. Not a fan of the name either. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, she's getting. You don't want to get a Lisa on your bad side, so smash that thumbs up, or she'll be coming to your house, smacking you around. Some of y'all might like that. Thank you for another $3, Andy. I appreciate that. What currency is that, brother? Where are you from? Cesaro, bring back that awesome King of the Ring shirt. I'm trying to remember that. Oh, King of Swing. I'm sorry, King of Swing shirt. Oh, yeah. I miss the King of Swing shirt. I miss everything Cesaro used to do. Seems like they kind of repackaged him with a, you know, new music and everything, but he's the same old Cesaro. Hey, here, wear some green tights now and let's change your Titantron. But we're still not going to do shit with you. Shout out to Kalisto and Grand Metalik, who announced on Twitter that they're both 10 months away from becoming free agents. So hopefully the Pinata Party will cease to exist in just a few months, and those guys can get the fuck out of there and go somewhere that matters. Or where they will matter. Excuse me. Tex Ferguson. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Angie, what up? This is how my, like... By the way, there's the DQ that we called. Who's coming? Seth? Yeah, there was no way with Gallows and Anderson out there that AJ was going to lose this belt. Hey, dude. We got a cat in the house. Why don't you say hi to the... Why don't you say hi to 390 people? Look at that. You've never met that many people in your life, and you're meeting them all at once. That's exciting. You've met like 10 people in your whole life. No, that's not going to work, buddy. You got to go. Sorry. You got to go. I'm sorry. Here comes Seth. I like how when he runs, he fixes his hat. Seth, what are you doing, brother? If your hat falls off, it falls off. You think when a baseball player's rounding the bases and his hat falls off, he turns around and gets it? Did you ever see Hot Shots, the movie Hot Shots? And they're on the big aircraft carrier and the wind blows his hat off? And he goes, swing around, we'll pick it up. I don't know what made me think of that. See, that's where I'm wondering if they're building to some sort of a tag here. Or would they put Gallows and Anderson in the ring with Seth and Braun and make Seth and Braun tag champs? I wouldn't do that. If I was Braun, I'd attack Seth here and say, I want a shot at your title. You and your little backwards hat. Braun Strowman suck sign right behind the camera. Oh, uh-oh. Thank you, Almighty, for the $2, brother. Get the cat something nice. I will. Those fuckers are spoiled, man. They have a whole toy box full of toys, but they don't play with them. They play with everything else in the house. Power cords, plastic bottles, anything they can get their little paws on. But their big-ass toy box, They don't want nothing to do with it. But if I tear off a piece of plastic packaging, like I open some food or something and there's a little plastic tab, Tito goes nuts over it. He will play with that shit for days. He'll knock it underneath the door and then try to get it out, throw it under the door, and he'll just fucking back and forth. Keep himself occupied for hours and hours and hours and hours. But yet I spend $50 at PetSmart, nothing. Oh yeah, Catherine, I meant to say, did I congratulate The Rock earlier? I meant to. Congrats to The Rock. Got married yesterday to his longtime girlfriend. I put on Twitter, I don't know, not know what she sees in him. I mean, he's boring. He's lazy. He's fat. He's a jerk. His movies suck. He was a shitty wrestler. He's broke all the time. He's always asking for money. Yeah, like what the hell? No, I'm happy for him. Happy for The Rock. I actually didn't know really what his deal was. I think I knew he had a girlfriend, but I mean, I know he's still really good and close with his ex. She still manages his production company, or she's his business manager, I think, Danny Garcia. So that's interesting. They kept, they stayed close or whatever. But yeah, now Rock, I guess, has finally tied the knot at age 45. What is Rock now? Good for him.
Of their stores to maximize freshness. Which is great. Unless you don't live within 5 minutes of a Jimmy John's.
We still got a 50-50 split on that Twitter poll. That's fucking hilarious. So you guys, if it could only be Baron Corbin or Shane McMahon winning the King of the Ring, y'all can't decide who you'd prefer. There is no clear-cut favorite there. That's funny. I enjoy that.
Financial compensation. These earplugs will expose thousands of U.S. military service members to damaging levels of sound. Learn more about your legal options. Call Thomas
Okay.
today for a free and confidential consultation, or go to tjhlaw.com.
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that. You said that The Rock was your second crush. Yeah, who's your first? I don't even know who my first is. I'm trying to think of when I was a little kid. I think I remember getting a little excited watching Charlie's Angels back in the day. So it might have been like Farrah Fawcett or something. Or maybe Vanna White. I don't know. I'm not sure when things were happening down there, what year that was all going on. Paul Roman. Moondog Vachon. I know what you're trying to say, but you're wrong. Whenever I see Cinnabon, I eat it. Do y'all know what a thesaurus eats for breakfast? Synonym rolls. All right, so tomorrow night we might get some answers according to this commercial spot here. Hothead 55067. I get that question all the time. It's probably one of the most common questions I get. I like it because it's interesting. What is a good non-WWE wrestling match to introduce to someone to the wrestling world? Outside WWE. I thought you meant just any match to somebody who's not a fan. I don't know, man. You go, shit. I gotta think about that one, Hothead. Does WCW count? There's a whole bunch of good shit there from back in the day. If you want to go ECW, I'd probably do like Jerry Lynn, Rob Van Dam, something like that. That actually is the match outside of WWE, now that I think about it. Think of the Heatwave match. Whichever of the two was the better one. I can't remember if the first one was better or the rematch was better, but Rob Van Dam and Jerry Lynn, those matches were fucking great. That's my answer. See? Oh, they're going to do it tonight? I was about to say, they're going to put the tag team titles on them? Braun can't get 2 title shots in the same night and lose them both. Why don't you just piss on him? I'm not for this idea, Seth. I disagree. All right, Joe, this is King of the Ring action, right? Oh, yeah. Thank you for that, Andy, on Twitter. That is... I forgot that's what the King of the Swing shirts are, with the King of the Ring logo. That is cool. Yeah. I would love for Cesaro to win just to bring back that. Oh, my God, Joey, you've Undertakered my face on the chat. That's funny. Thank you for the follow there, Gage Cornelius. Pretty good amount of followers coming into Twitter, too. We're getting close to 5,000. So make sure you shoot me a follow over at GoodMicWork. I talk my ass off over there, so that's always where you can find, like, opinions. The only thing I use Facebook for is posting videos. But Twitter, I'm always running my mouth. All right, Cesaro and Joe. As much as I would love this King of Swing shirt to come back, I've got my doubts here that Cesaro's winning this match. Hey, Cameron Diaz is a good first crush. Yeah, a lot of y'all are young, so our crushes are going to be different. But Cameron Diaz, that's a solid one. Think about this match that we're watching right here with Cesaro and Samoa Joe. Think about their history. Think about the places they've been. Think about how this match could be booked if WWE gave a shit about either of these guys. There's no reason why this could not be like a huge match somewhere on pay-per-view. But like they're so far away from that. It's ridiculous. Donkey Kong was the King of Swing, yeah. That's true. Cesaro almost caught a quick one there.
Samoa Joe. Cesaro stunning Joe. Joe didn't know what hit him.
Cesaro said he wanted to take those first steps. Good move.
Now look at Samoa Joe fighting right back. Able to weather that early storm for a moment. But guys, this is going to be one of the hardest hitting matchups in the entire...
There's no doubt about it. There's a little payback by Samoa Joe to Cesaro.
Who were the last two winners? Was it Barrett and Sheamus? And then before that, I don't even remember. Are we going to have to go all the way back to Regal to find the King of the Ring prior to that? So the last few haven't exactly been like that great or memorable. I mean, why are we so convinced this King of the Ring is going to be good at all? Plus, I prefer plus it's a double the size, you know. I think it was 93, 94, 95. The first 3 years they did it all in one night, and then starting in 96, they started breaking the tournament up, having matches on Raw, and they would only do the final four at the pay-per-view, which I thought was stupid, and I always hated. I hated it so bad. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. This is not the way it should be. And so now it's spread out. You got 16 people in it. With Raw being 3 hours, I think they could have done an 8-man tournament and do it all in one night, just on an episode of Raw. I think it might have been better. Commercial break, right? Maybe not. Oh yeah, commercial break. Mr. Super Chat coming in. Who's this one from? Antoine again. Thank you, brother, for the $5. You are awesome. Why is a heel smiling through a promo? Bro, what are you doing? Who are we talking about? Who I missed it? I forgot who we just watched. Booker, Regal, Sheamus, and Barrett were the last four. Okay. Yeah, so Booker and Regal were good. I remember liking William Regal's win. Pretty sure he got suspended. Didn't he get suspended? He might have been onto a push had that not happened.
Because tenders are always the perfect companion.
I liked him winning it though. I thought that was good. I just remember like the way it looked. I remember I just remember the visual of Regal sitting in the throne, and he kind of had that like look on his face, and I don't know how to describe it. It just looked different, and I liked it. But he got derailed. Couldn't keep his shit together.
Everyone in your family is different. That's why Verizon now offers more plans to mix and match, so everyone gets what they need without paying for things they don't. New plans start at just $35.
Yeah, Antoine, I'm not. In most cases, I guess it just depends on who the heel is. You know, some heels like to smile. Some heels, like the Miz, smiles all the time. But if you're like an angry heel, like Joe or something, yeah, you shouldn't be smiling.
Sharon, don't mess with my discount. I do too, honey, but we're gonna hold it for mommy's discount. Easy.
But you're in labor.
Don't mess with my discount.
Get a discount up to 30% with Drive Safe and Save from State Farm.
Uh-oh, Andrew, what'd you say? If they have Joe job to Cesaro just so McIntyre can beat him, I'm quitting watching wrestling. Well, somehow professional wrestling will find the strength to scoop up the pieces of their destroyed lives and move on after they learn that you're not going to watch anymore. I feel confident that with the right amount of faith and motivation and positive attitude, the wrestling business will get through the tragedy of losing you as a fan. I know they can do it. I'm confident that they can do it. I have faith in wrestling that they can be strong enough to get past what is easily the worst thing that's ever happened to them. Losing a fan. And Andrew, Papa Stefan. We're all there for wrestling. Wrestling, we got your back, man. If you need a shoulder to cry on, if you need some support, don't do anything crazy. Pick up the phone and call us, and we will help you. Because I know how devastating it can be if you get on Andrew's bad side. Mike Witt, thanks for the $5, dude. Again, first crush, Janet Jackson, another good one. Yeah, she's a snack. Wrestling crush, Missy Hyatt. Missy Hyatt is not a snack. Maybe back in the day I could understand Missy Hyatt, but now she's gross. Loved Janet when I was a kid, and Missy I like when she managed Hot Stuff Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, Missy looked good back then, but she's just such a hot mess. My God, she was so nasty. She probably had a pretty gnarled lower unit down there, I would imagine. I'm not even certain, but I'm pretty sure Jim Ross fucked her. Anyway. How easy. Thanks, man. Appreciate the $2. You think SB will be the one to beat Becky for the belt? Sasha Banks? I think so, maybe. Yeah. Because I haven't seen Becky do much that interesting since her title win, and I didn't think anybody else prior to this was going to beat her or had a chance to beat her. And now with Sasha coming back, you know, it's hot, it's got a lot of buzz. I think that could possibly happen. But if it doesn't, whatevs. I hope the feud is good because Sasha's got a new attitude. Prior to her, you know, years ago, Sasha was much more successful and pushed and more important and valued on the roster than Becky was. Sasha used to be the bigger star of the two. You know, so now this could make for some decent matches, I think, and maybe a little breath of fresh air. Oh, Antoine, I'm sorry. Did I read my super chat? You went to the bathroom. Let me go back up and... Oh, yeah, this heel smiling, right? I did talk a little bit about it, but I wasn't sure which heel you were talking about because I forgot. Did we see a promo that I wasn't paying attention to? But I had mentioned that it kind of depends on what kind of heel it is, if it's okay for them to smile or not. The Miz at one time was a heel. He smiles his ass off. Dolph Ziggler's a heel. He smiles his ass off. But you might not want Samoa Joe, Drew McIntyre, guys like that, you know, smiling if they're supposed to be badasses. But I think it depends. I don't think there's any black and white rules with stuff like that. I think each situation is kind of different depending on what the character's like and what their personality is. If it's appropriate, if they should be smiling like an idiot in promos. I think it just depends. I want to see this replay. Oh my God. Joe literally ate that boot. We still got an even vote on that poll. I gotta tweet Joe Cronin real quick and tell him his fucking sign is bothering me.
Now I'm gonna take it to you, Joe. second round and another kick out by Samoa Joe. But it just, again, how hard hitting this matchup has been.
What's his handle? Joe. There you are.
Cesaro is one of the most finely tuned athletes in all of WWE. You can see the toll that Joe's starting to take on him.
Well, most of these men in this tournament, all of them, in fact, are very, very proud. They understand what winning a tournament of this magnitude will mean. You have to win 4 matches in order to be crowned king of the ring.
God, those uppercuts. Can Cesaro swing this big bastard? I'd like to see him try. Might be fun.
Taken off his feet by Cesaro. Cesaro's got to capitalize.
You can see the wheels spinning for Cesaro, though, as he starts to...
Oh, I got super chats rolling in here. Oh, no, I got those already. Sorry.
Get Joe to his knees. And Cesaro getting Joe back into the ring. Cesaro.
After The Rock, next goes Tom Welling, a.k.a. Smallville Superman. I don't even know who the fuck that is, Catherine. I'm sure he's dreamy. I think I missed that botch. I don't know which one we're talking about there. What's that? Oh, there's there's Joe there. Okay, he saw the tweet.
Take a look at the King of the Ring tournament. I mean, it must be hard not to get caught up in the bracket, looking towards the future. You got to stay mentally tough in this situation.
Damn.
Cesaro stunned. Can Joe capitalize? Senton connects. Joe into the cover. Hooks the inside.
He asked me who's holding it. I have no idea. I don't know who's holding it. I just see it, dude. It's all over the fucking screen. One of y'all take a damn GoodMicWork sign. Every time I get one, it's way out in the background. We've had some signs on TV, though, a few times, but not as many as Joe. Joe always gets the fuckers in the front row.
Will actually, in the next round, take on the winner of next week's Ricochet.
I'm going to SmackDown. First SmackDown on Fox on October 4th at Staples Center. I will not be bringing my own sign, but I will be there. If anybody's attending the show and you want to meet up, we're going to do a meetup. DM me on the Twitter.
Another upcut by Cesaro. As Cesaro continuing to go right at the chest. And now, wait a minute.
Cesaro's got... Oh, he is going to swing him. Cesaro's got good uppercuts. You know who the best, though? Oh, he couldn't do it. Oh, sharpshooter. Speaking, I was going to say Bret Hart had the best uppercuts like that. And now he's got the sharpshooter on Joe. And now the crossface.
Great ring awareness from Cesaro.
Shift the momentum by Joe. Shoulders down. Another kick out. Better move right there by Samoa Joe. And now looking for the neuralizer. Reverse. Wow. And trying to fly in the air again. It's caught. Kick it. It's locked in. Center of the ring. Cesaro's got nowhere to go. And Cesaro has to tap.
Well, Joe advances. Probably the right call there. Oh, yo, Jesus. Oh, God. Andy, that is scary looking. Y'all love to Photoshop me. You got my face on Austin, and it looks... I got a big-ass forehead. Actually, I got a 6 head. That thing is crazy, son. Look at Big E on that graphic. All right, Cedric and Sammy coming up later on. We are exactly halfway through Monday Night Raw. Bottom of the second hour here. All right, tag titles on the line. I don't want to see Seth and Strowman win these. Yeah, I haven't had much, I haven't had a chance to really listen to Vic Joseph tonight. I haven't been paying attention because I've been talking to all y'all. Yeah, Charlotte had a great match with Trish at SummerSlam. Had a good one with Ember Moon on Tuesday as well. I still got her back. I think a lot of the fans' anger on her is so misguided. I'm like, damn, if you're trying to make like a centerpiece of a women's division, there's really no better fucking choice. Like, goddamn. Do you want to go back to the days of diva dodgeball matches, or do you want to have Charlotte fucking kicking ass? I'll take Charlotte. It's not the end of the world. You still got Sasha Banks is a 5-time champion. You still got people that can win belts despite Charlotte being there. It's like the same. That was my argument with Roman Reigns. I'm like, you know, there's other belts to go around. Roman Reigns, he's not everything. And I will fight and defend that match to the grave. I will never waver on that. I am 100% totally fucking fine and okay with Charlotte beating Asuka at WrestleMania. Didn't think it mattered at all. WWE fucked it up after that. But it amazed me how many 20-year-olds were trying to tell me how it wasn't right. I'm like, fuck off. You ain't gonna tell me shit. Sammy should just forfeit. Yeah, Sammy's not gonna win. Do you think they set up Cedric and McIntyre again in the semis? They'll do one more between those two? That's probably what they'll do. I don't know. Okay, I see what you're saying, Anton. Thank you for the $5 again, brother. I would be fine if Seth and Braun win if they have to defend it at the pay-per-view and Braun has a title shot too and he wins. You got a lot of champions. You got the tag team champions, the United States champion, and the WWE champion all involved in this shit. This feels like it's going to lead to some sort of a match where every belt is on the line. So what do? Do you add a third man to the group of Seth and Braun? Do you maybe, I don't know, bounce Ricochet out of the tournament next week and then he can join them? That would suck. I mean, Ricochet's just out of place there. But you could get a 6-man match where all the belts are on the line, maybe. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know what the hell they're doing here or what they're trying to do, Antoine. I have no idea. Addicted Chip. Your first crush was Mariah Carey. She's a good one too, man. I loved her back when she first kind of burst onto the scene. I thought the prettiest she ever was when she first arrived. She did that unplugged concert for MTV, like maybe around like 89 or 90, something like that. That was my favorite Mariah Carey. Didn't really care for her much years after, but Aaron Rift is going to win King of the Ring? I don't think so. Maybe he could. I'm going to be meeting up with him in LA as well. Saw him in Michigan a couple weeks ago. Okay, these Chrisleys. Y'all got some tax evasion problems. I hope y'all go to jail. And let me tell you something, Chrisley. They are going to love you in jail. Your farts will no longer make noise. Becky Lynch is overrated. 1 year ago, you would not have said she was overrated. You would have said she's underrated, and you can't have it both ways. So I disagree with you, Trey Williams. You can't be underrated 1 year and then overrated the next. It does not work that way. All that means is your opinion is changing. That's all. Look at Elias. Oh, shit. This is what they did at the recording. How did you not notice that was Drake? Who's going to beat Elias for the title? He can't hold it forever. Elias has held this title way too long. That's graphic. Yeah, that is kind of... I'm so glad they're done, Catherine. I know you love them. They're still plugging their show, though, so maybe they weren't intentionally breaking the law. They just weren't filing shit right and they're getting in trouble. I don't know. I'm going to see Chrisley talking to the IRS. Y'all, what had happened? My wife was supposed, we're just trying to explain it would be funny. What the hell was that? What was that noise? I don't have any loved ones around me, Elias. I'm by myself. Except for my cats. They're not near me either. Oh. What? Don't say it ain't so, Elias. Where's your belt? Oh, he's wearing it. Alright, there's somebody behind him. It's got to be R-Truth or something. Something's going on. You know, if I'm the 24/7 champion, I'm not standing in the middle of the ring in pitch black. You're just asking to lose that title. I'm like, I want all the lights on. I see what you're saying there, Trey, but Stone Cold Steve Austin was not as good in the ring as Bret Hart. Was he underrated? I guess I see what you're saying, but I think you're jumping on the it's fun to shit on Becky bandwagon. There's enough of that going on. You're smarter than that. People in this chat are smarter than that. We expect more from you, Trey. Is there a second guitar? It's Drake or Truth? He's pretty big. That's got to be R-Truth. Like, how stupid are you, Elias? No, it's Truth. The camera's even showing his face. Like, Elias, you are clearly the stupidest motherfucker that's ever lived. Wouldn't you be a little suspicious that somebody's gonna pull some stuff on you? Yeah, he is. He's not very good. Who's this? Oh, referee. Yes! Oh, damn. Come on, R-Truth. This is like Bret Hart winning the WWE title. Ah. Get out of there. Yes, he's gonna win. Nope. With every kick out, my heart breaks. Make sure you get the fake guitar and not the real one. Let's not kill anyone tonight. If I'm rehearsing this spot during the day, I'm like, please hit me with the driftwood guitar. Not with the real guitar. It fell apart in his hands. I want my baby back. I feel like I'm not myself when R-Truth is not the 24/7 champion. I'm sad. Well, for all the amount of people in here, we got a lame amount of likes. Will y'all do me a favor and just smash that thumbs up for me real quick? Try to get me up to like 200. That would be sweet. Make sure you subscribe. Let's see if we've taken in any new subs tonight. Oh, yeah, we really have. Holy shit, yeah. Subs are rolling in. Nice. All right, we're going to shoot for that 28,000 real soon. So, yeah, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Probably taking in about 50 or 60 subs tonight. Not bad. Oh, wow. Thank you for that. Who sent me that on Twitter? Oh, Andy again. Yeah, okay. So you found the records of Brian Pillman's last match. St. Paul, Minnesota, October 4th, 1997. He died that night in his hotel room, and he lost to Goldust. Yep, I knew it was St. Paul. And the reason I know that is because that's just like little things that stick out in my memory. I'll never forget watching In Your House that night when Vince made the announcement. Or no, I'm sorry, it was Raw the next night. Whichever, it might have been, I can't remember which one it was. It was either the In Your House one where Vince talked about it, or it was Raw. Now I'm pretty sure it was Raw. But Vince announces to the audience that Brian Pillman has passed away, and I remember him saying he passed away in Bloomington, and he wrestled the night before in St. Paul. I just remember that part of Vince's, when Vince was talking. So yeah, cool. Weird how memory works.
You know what they say about Derek? Who dies here ever really dies.
Oh, thanks, Mike, for the $2. Oh, you didn't have to super chat me to remind me. You could have just regular reminded me, but I appreciate it. I still got to think about my least favorite wrestler. I want to take my... It's got to be somebody from the 80s or 90s. Because there was a bunch of guys I couldn't fucking stand. Let's go... 90s might be easier for me to, like, really think about. Who did I fucking hate in the 90s? Like, who could I not stand? Who did I hate in the 90s? Now I can't say I really hated him. Maybe Repo Man. Even though Darso's a stud, I really hated Repo Man. I gotta make a list of like 2 to 5 people. Repo Man's the first one on the list. Who else from that time period? God, there were so many stupid gimmicks. Maybe Aldo Montoya might be on there. And some of them are obvious, like Mantar. I'm not even including Mantar. I don't even count Mantar as a wrestler. Nails. Oh, Buck Zumoff. I don't think I hated Buck at the time. I remember him from the AWA. And I know he's some sort of sick-ass weird pedophile now. Sal Salvador. I think you mean Sal Sincere. Who was Tom Brandy, who was a good worker, but Scotty Riggs. These are all good nominations here. Duke Drosy was funny, though. Duke Drosy could have been used so much better because he was real charismatic and he was really good on the mic. He just got no mic time. And he was really good at impressions. He could do, you know, a lot of voices and stuff. I think if someone like him were to pass through WWE now, they might recognize that a little bit more and say, oh, let's use this guy in something funny. Or, I don't know, somebody like Aiden English who they can't figure out what to do with, but he's a good talker, and put him behind the announce desk. I think Drosy could have a lot more value now than he did in the 90s. I didn't hate Del Wilkes, really. There's no reason for me to hate the Patriot. Or the Berserker I love. Fucking John Nord was one of my favorites growing up. Steve Lombardi, yeah, Brooklyn Brawler I didn't like. Hugh Morris, yeah. Still, none of these goes for my like least favorite ever. Maybe the Yeti. The Yeti is on the list.
To ever compete in WWE, Rey Mysterio.
Know who a random guy is I hated in WCW? Was Bunkhouse Buck.
Thank you so much for.
I thought he was boring and on TV all the time and just didn't like him.
Trying past few weeks for you. You know, it all started several weeks ago when Andrade ripped off your mask during a match, and unfortunately, you haven't been able to avenge that incident. Now, also, there have been other things that have been going on. Last week we spoke, and you indicated rather, that there might be something going on with your family. So, might you have an update?
All right, so we're gonna get some weird. I think Dominic is gonna be coming back.
Thank you for your time and this forum to allow me to let everyone know what's going on. Please believe, Charlie, when I tell you this, that I have been a very fortunate man. I have a beautiful family.
Right, I think Charlie's taller than you.
And I've had a wonderful career. You know,
She's definitely
I've been wrestling since
wider.
I can remember my uncle training me when I was just a little boy. And I've had the opportunity to meet people all over the world who I consider not just my fans.
Junkyard Dog? Hell no. JYD was awesome.
But recently, things just haven't been clicking for me. You know what Andrade did? Was a disgrace. He ripped my mask off.
I want to take his face off.
As a luchador, that is the biggest insult. But you know what hurts me the most? The fact that I haven't been able to do anything about that. Charlie, when I step into the ring,
Red Rooster, SD Jones, Warlord, Van Hammer, all good ones. Nah, Joey Ryan I like. SD Jones, yeah. Not my least favorite, though. Teal Hopper. Dirty White Boy was fucking great. Just sucked in WWE.
I know I've had a lot of injuries throughout my career because I've faced bigger men. But my fear, my biggest fear, that I feel that now, those injuries have finally caught up to me.
Wasn't there something with his family? What are you talking about, Ray? You've lost me. Retire.
I know that this day has to come to everyone at some point. I just didn't expect it. That one day it would come to me. But I now understand, Charlie. I understand that it is time for me to hang up the mask.
You're not going to go out like that. You'll have a match or something.
And let this new generation of superstars make their wave in.
You're going to take this off? No, you're not. Okay, I was about to say, there's Dominic.
You've been there for me my whole life.
Oh, if Dominic attacks him. I'm telling you, something like that's going to happen.
You told me that when I debuted, I would debut as your partner.
Tag match.
When you trained with your uncle, like Yo Miguel, you said, and you
Look at the size of Dominic.
you got to step in the ring with the first.
Not the same kid he was when he was on the line in a ladder match.
I want to be able to tell my children that I was a partner with their grandfather, my father, the great Rey Mysterio. Don't do this. Stay in WWE. Don't retire. I'm gonna make you proud. I'll do it for you.
I'll do it for you.
I love you so.
Your son's going to turn on you.
Listening to so many emotions, hearing a living legend like Rey Mysterio.
I thought he was about to take that mask off. See, something tells me that it's going to be like Dominic to rip the mask off his own father. Part of me doesn't want to see that. Just because if Dominic doesn't work out or if he doesn't pan out as a wrestler and he just fizzles away and we never hear from him again, he turns into like David Flair. It's not the way I'm going to want to remember Ray going out. I wouldn't want David Flair retiring Ric Flair, you know? Here comes the New Day, pancakes and all. Hi, Big E. Scott Norton. No, I like Scott Norton. Scott Norton was a boss in Japan. See, because none of these people that we're talking about I really dislike. Like Big Boss Man, I loved. Didn't hate him. Ludwig Borga, I did like while he was there. He was very Brock Lesnar-ish. He even looked like him. Tough guy. Alex Wright, I did not like. Reese Jones, good to see you in here, man. Thank you for the super chat. You are awesome. Do you think they should do a battle royal for the 24/7 title at Clash of Champions, similar to WrestleMania 2000? Every time, every title means every title? I see where you... Oh, yeah, you mean like every pin? I can see them doing that, yeah. I don't know if it would be a Clash or not, but they could totally do something like that. How many title changes happened in that WrestleMania Battle Royal that year? A lot. That, you know what that WrestleMania infuriates me the most about that WrestleMania is there was no singles matches. No one-on-one matches. Everything was a three-way, four-way, ladder match, Battle Royal, Fatal four-way main event. Sucked. All right, here comes the Revivis. What happened to Heyman and Bischoff? That was fake news. Ben, you are fake smart. Just because they're not on TV in your face doesn't mean they're not there. Just fucking research it, dude. You got the internet? Take your finger, go over there to your little Google. Just try to look shit up. Go check out Paul Heyman's Twitter page, Eric Bischoff's Twitter page. There's pictures all over the place of them backstage in WWE working there. This is so easy to figure out, but seems hard for you. Help him out, y'all. Help out Ben. All right, New Day and Revival here. Okay. Sometimes I forget which set of tag team titles Revival is contending for. I guess both of them. This is not a title match, correct? Hey! Oh, you didn't tweet me in this. I thought I was tagged in this, but I'm not. Thomas D. Bradley on Twitter, you have stolen that image. And you even cut off the original. Oh, I gotta tag James Vanderbeek. Oh no, somebody already did it. Yeah. That's funny. I already saw this. Somebody on Twitter already posted this, and then somebody took the picture, cropped out his handle off of it, and put their own on it and stole it. Thomas D. Bradley, you are a thief. Do you follow me? You do. Oh, no, you don't. Good. You a thief, Thomas D. Bradley. All right, commercial or no? Yeah, commercial. Okay. I'm curious what I mean, speaking of new sets and stuff, if, you know, what kind of set we're going to see when SmackDown debuts on Fox. I mean, they got to do something, right? Yeah, he was kind of a lot of these people were definitely annoying, but I can't just finger who my least favorite wrestler of all time is. Like, that's so fucking hard. Trying to think of some asshole heel in the 80s and 90s that I just couldn't stand, that I thought didn't deserve their push. But everybody did. Everybody who worked with Hogan were like legit. I loved Hogan's like feud with Orndorff, and he was a fucking asshole. All the other heels he worked with. Annoying heels and douchebag heels like Ted DiBiase were great. They were so good to watch. You know who might be on the list? Well, no, because as a kid, I used to have fucking nightmares of this guy as a heel with blonde hair, but one wrestler I really never liked. No, not Skinner either. Steve Kern's awesome. Was Ken Patera. Never liked Ken Patera. I got so angry like a few years ago. I saw him in some shoot interview, and he basically threatens to beat up the interviewer or something. And he's just a fucking bitter asshole, man. I just didn't like it. I know, I knew that came out wrong. I gotta stop fingering people. Maven. Zeus didn't deserve his push. Yeah, but Zeus didn't get that much of a push. Zeus was brought in as an attraction from the movie to face Hogan. They weren't giving him title matches. And apparently, the early plan for Zeus when he first got there was to do WrestleMania 6 with him and Hogan. But that wasn't going to happen. I mean, by the end of the 1989, Zeus was gone. And they went with Hogan and Warrior. So Zeus was just yet another guy brought in to kind of feud with Hogan for Hogan to beat. And he was believable for that time because coming off the movie and how badass he was, and for a kid, 13 years old, I was kind of scared of Zeus, But his run didn't last long. He was there less than a year, maybe 9 months, something like that at the most. He wrapped up the year on the Super Tape. I actually have it. Super Tape. It was like Christmas night, and it was Hogan and Beefcake against Savage and Zeus in the cage. And they're on the cover of the Super Tape. And I remember that, and that's the last memory I have of Zeus. And he was done after that. So Zeus's push didn't bother me too much. If they would have put belts on him and shit, then I would agree with you 100%, Mike. I kind of like the WWE is, it's the Corey Graves vacation, so I'm glad that they're actually using a couple different people. They brought in Lawler, and then they brought in Joseph. Now, New Jack had his moments. He's kind of an asshole. I thought he was a nice guy, but he does say some and do some crazy shit. But it's ECW stuff, man. He used to come out there to that, I remember that song. It was on like a Dr. Dre album. And it would play throughout the entire beatdown as he's beating everybody up with the weapons that he brought with him in his shopping cart. They'd play that Dre and Ice Cube song, and he would just beat the shit out of everybody. Randy Orton, I love it. Good to see you on Raw there, Viper. I forgot your BFFs with the Revival. Is he going to face or start a new legacy? That was awesome. Is Kofi in the building? Now I think when we get to the Clash and I do my predictions, I'm probably going to predict Orton unless something happens here that makes me think otherwise. Kofi, why did you jump in the ring like that? What is that phrase that every single pro wrestling announcer in history of ever always says? No wasted motion. What an RKO. What Kofi did there was definitely wasting fucking motion. And that was a sick-ass RKO. Kofi takes those RKOs like head down. They look so good. Damn. For that to be the best RKO you've ever seen, that was a pretty good one then. It's up there. Randy's had so many classics, it's hard to... I'd have to look at this one again, the replay, but this was damn good. Wood's trying. Wow, was that a 3D? That was great. You know what I'd actually like to see, even though it wouldn't fit because they're like heels and shit? I'd like to see Randy Orton come face-to-face with The Fiend after their brief alliance and feud last year, or whenever that was. Break his legs. Why are you gonna break his legs, man? You breaking his legs? Sad. That was an awesome RKO. I gotta admit that. It was awesome. He's gonna make him watch? Damn, this is vicious. Well, I like it. Damn, Xavier's selling it. Look at Kofi. No. This is like fucking Casino, where Joe Pesci's brother's getting beaten with a bat. Oh my god. And he has to watch, and then they kill him. Is that Casino? What movie is that? That's a gnarly scene, man. They dump them both in the grave. Ugh. Xavier should be like, sweet, I get fucking 6 months off to stay home and play video games. Right on. I don't know where Big E is. He saved himself and ran to the back. No, I don't think he did. What are we giving this Raw so far? 2/3 of the way in. Thumbs up, down, what do you think? Remember, Vince is not here. And Vince is the root of all the problems, right? So if he's not here, in theory, this Raw should be better, according to the logic of all the fans. So is it? And if it's not, is Vince really the problem?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at this time, the boss, Sasha Banks.
Michael Cole, just eat a dick.
Sasha, thank you very much for joining us. We had hoped to get these exclusive comments earlier tonight on King's Court, but circumstances dictated otherwise.
Well, while Sasha's talking, I'm going to grab another cold one. I'll be right back.
WWE was one of the most shocking, one of the most controversial in the history of this company. This is an open forum. Would you like to explain your actions?
Yes, and
Explain yourself, Sasha.
It's been such a crazy, emotional week for me, and if you don't mind, I would love to explain from the very beginning.
Why are you talking like a babyface, Sasha?
Last week,
Be right with y'all.
I looked in the mirror, and I told myself, blue is your color, and
Oh, there we go.
I mean, look at this. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's all over social media. Sasha Banks, blue hair. She looks good. She's back. She is better than ever. And it's time for me to show up and show out. I look good, and I feel even
You
better.
do look good.
Sasha, with
We'll see how you do.
respect, no one is talking about your blue hair. What they are
Michael Cole, I'm talking about her blue hair.
WWE for the first
I am.
time
Am I nobody?
WrestleMania.
I'll slap you, Michael Cole.
Attack on your friend Natalia, who's grieving over the loss of her father, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Your attack.
King got attacked there, Stunner, by the Fiend.
Becky Lynch. Why did you do those things? Why did you choose last week to return to WWE? We will thank you for addressing these issues, specifically in regards to Becky Lynch and Natalia here tonight.
Michael Cole, next time you bully me in an interview like that, you'll be sorry. I remember that RKO, the one on Evan Bourne, that was good. He went for a shooting star and bam. Yeah, walk away from him, Sasha. I don't blame you. I'm on Sasha Banks' side in this one.
Sasha Banks still a woman of few words, and I guess we're going to find out a lot more in the next coming weeks. That she's tonight, just going to let us know. I don't know.
All right, here comes. Oh yeah, Nikki and Alexa. They're gonna do some weird mashup of the two, or they're just gonna bring them out one at a time. Is this a match? That would require Alexa to wrestle. It better not be the Kabuki Warriors again. C-Mac, that's funny. Yeah, we shouted out The Rock earlier on because we knew Rock was going to be in here hanging out in the chat talking with you guys. So we made sure to congratulate him on his wedding yesterday. Because when you're getting married, you only need like one day. So he's probably at home now watching Raw and the YouTube stream. So it's cool to have him in here. Hopefully he'll comment. Joshua, $1.99. Thanks, man, for the super chat. Who's my favorite odd couple tag team? Kane and X-Pac. Kane and X-Pac. I liked them together. I thought it was good. Thought they could have done more. Because they started almost... They did something where... Like, I remember Kane being really upset when, like, X-Pac got hurt. And then after they had split up and done the feud and everything, and then... I forgot what it was, but I had an idea for Kane. I remember back in the Attitude Era when... After his feud with X-Pac was over, and then like a year went by, and I think Kane was doing something to somebody. It might have been Jericho or something. I forgot what it was, but Kane was like attacking somebody. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if Kane was doing that because this person hurt X-Pac or something? I just thought there was like more life in X-Pac and Kane. Chemistry was good. The relationship was good. But it was kind of like short-lived. But I think that would be my favorite odd couple tag team for sure. Plus, they were champs. They won the belts, didn't they? Booker T and Goldust was fun. Team Hell No was fun. Still going Kane and X-Pac, though. Probably the dumbest part. Was Kane the one that took... Or was X-Pac the one that took the throat thingy away from Kane? Like, you don't need this. And then Kane goes, suck it. That was kind of stupid, but... I like Kane and X-Pac.
Testosterone. Even me. I couldn't stand shake like I used to. So does Nugenics really work? Yes. It's the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Okay, great. But does it work for you? Oh, yeah. My workouts are incredible now. I'm feeling stronger, more energetic, with a lot more drive.
So, say I knew someone who should try Nugenics. How does he do that?
It's easy. Just send a text to get a complimentary bottle. Frank's right. Now you can claim a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenics by texting CLOUD to 321321. Its unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate.
We're on a commercial break here, so I'm on a text break.
Samples are not available in stores, so text CLOUT to 3213.
That number I didn't recognize is actually somebody that I know from work who I have not saved his number, and I just need to get back to him. And save his number. These are all good ones. MVP Matt Hardy was fun. Austin Dude Love was fun. Santino and Beth. Kane and Lita. I remember Kane and Lita. That was during like the Matt Hardy feud, and there was a match where Lita had to like marry Kane if Matt Hardy lost or something. I think Matt got hurt, and that's when Edge and Lita got together. It was like right around that time. Man. Speaking of Edge, a lot of rumors about him maybe getting back in the ring for a match. He's been open about that on the podcast, talking about his neck and how things are different than what they used to be, and that a match might be possible. And we got Saudi Arabia right around the corner. I would love to see Edge come back for a match, but not in Saudi Arabia. If he does, I don't care. Mandy and Sonya. Did Michael Cole just say faux show? I'm done. I give up in life. Thanks for the $2, Thomas. You think WWE could go 1 week without Roman on Raw? Yeah, they can. They've done it before. They've done it recently. Too much Roman is not an issue that I feel like we have right now. There's been other times where I feel like we've had too much Roman. We know Vince loves the guy, but I don't think Roman has an overused presence on the show right now. He's on both shows just like the Revival is, just like the New Day is, just like everybody is. So I don't consider this to be a problem right now, but I think WWE is too scared to not have him on most of their shows because 9 times out of 10 he's there. So you might be right. C-Mac, thanks for another $2, dude. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Hulk Hogan and Mean Gene. I guess they could, Big J, I guess they could qualify as an odd couple because they're not the same, but they were bros. You know, they're friends. They were close friends and they teamed up as friends, so they weren't that. It's not like they were two people didn't like each other forced to be put together. They were just one wrestler and one not wrestler. So I guess kind of both ways on that. They kind of are an odd couple, but they're also kind of not. Mean Gene and Hogan are like peanut butter and jelly, you know? Peanut butter and jelly.
Everybody's saying what Alexa Bliss has done to Nikki Cross. What about what Nikki Cross has done for Alexa Bliss? Alexa is a completely different person since she's developed this friendship and team with Nikki.
Mandy Rose and Sonya have lasted longer than I thought. I was saying right from the beginning of those two that I just personally, just an opinion, I just didn't feel like they matched. I thought that you don't want two people in a tag team that are exactly the same, you know, like Alexa and Nikki and everything, but Mandy Rose seems more like I think she's more talented in the ring than an Eva Marie, but she's, you know, she's the bombshell. She's the bombshell. Corey Graves fucking jizzes himself every time she comes out to the ring. So you combine her with like an MMA girl, you know, it just didn't feel like, oh, like we're the Iconics. They're more the same because they're both obnoxious. You know, but they're so different. I didn't even think the pairing even really worked. Kind of like I don't feel like Paige belongs with the Kabuki Warriors. I just don't feel like Sonya and Mandy belong together. But they've been together so long now that I'm getting used to them. And as soon as I am used to them, that's when WWE will split them up. I agree with you 100%, Thomas. Thanks for another $2, dude. Wild card sucks. I thought they were going to phase this out, but it ain't going nowhere yet. It's still here.
There's no way to prepare for somebody like Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, and staying in control of this matchup. You take a look back at defending the tag team titles at SummerSlam kickoff show.
You had a crush on Alundra Blaze back in the day.
Warriors just last week here on Raw, fighting champions and a fighting tag team in the women's division. And now Bliss.
Alundra was pretty reserved in WWE. They didn't have her do a whole lot. I almost think she was like sexier as Medusa and stuff in WCW, but WWE had her she was so white meat. I didn't really like her much in WWE. It was they basically had a one-woman division. It was just Alundra Blaze, and she would bring in all of her friends from Japan to work with for short-term deals, and that was it. That's all she did. WWE didn't have the money or the resources to push a women's division effectively in the 90s at all. Nice, Nikki. Good job, girl. posted Mandy. Spine buster from Sonya. I've never seen you do that before, probably because I don't pay attention. You probably do it in every match.
Off the distraction. Wait a minute. Nikki Cross with that cross neck breaker. Floats into the cover. And Nikki Cross.
Nikki just beats Sonya. All right. What did I major in? Communications, until I realized that college sucked and I got the hell out of there. Realized I wasn't going to do anything with that degree, and I was already in restaurants and already making pretty decent money, so I just stayed. And I don't regret it at all. These two guys taping up their wrists together. That's adorbs. Look at Braun. See Braun looking at the belt? I want that. I want that.
I get it, man. But before we get to that, we gotta take care of business tonight. We gotta focus on tonight. So follow my lead. We might walk out of here Raw Tag Team Champions.
Those tag team titles will just be a nuisance on you guys. Oh, follow my lead. He's the champ, dude. No, Braun, you follow his lead. Yeah, we know that, Michael Cole. We're not stupid. All right, well, hour and 45 minutes left. Smash that thumbs up. I think we can do 200 likes on this video, can't we? Sure we can. I'll be up here this week. We'll do another podcast. I was thinking about maybe coming up and doing a mic drop maybe on the Cornette stuff. If I do that, it probably won't be until tomorrow. Don't even know if I'll do that or not. I might just save it for the podcast. But I think I'm going to shoot for Friday again this week. But don't hold me to that. I got to just double check my schedule. But that's what I think I'm going to do. If I can't, it'll be Saturday. Friday or Saturday. So it's really important. Follow me on Twitter so you can stay updated. Oh man, Nicholas turning on Braun. At some point, if Braun can still wrestle 7 or 8 years from now until Nicholas becomes like an 18-year-old or something, that would be so great to see him just kind of show up randomly. He'll look so different. You're like, who the hell is that? It's Nicholas! Or maybe show up at WrestleMania. Might be fun. The hell? What happened to the B team? I don't know. No, Stunner, I haven't listened to many Grilling JR podcasts. I just listened to Jericho on Something to Wrestle, and I listened to, I think, SummerSlam 2004. Those are the last 2 podcasts I've listened to. I have not listened to much of JR. JR's podcast, I tend to catch most of that in clips on YouTube. If I happen to be doing any work or editing or something like that, that doesn't involve any sound editing, I'll pull up something like that and usually listen to that as I'm doing shit. So sometimes I'll listen to Jim Ross that way. I don't know, Down Ice. What Triple H announcement tonight? I didn't know what he was announcing. That I didn't hear about.
Do you remember when you were having problems with your calls dropping?
Oh, this coverage.
Ted Cruz is a good-looking guy. Yeah, if your goal is to look like a weird pedophile, then shoot to look like him.
Get 3 months free. Only at mintmobile.com.
Novante, Ray did not retire. He started to. He was basically going to retire. Could you imagine, after wrestling 30 years, you're going to retire in a backstage interview with Charlie Caruso? And he basically was about to say, I got to hang it up, and he's about to retire, and he's about to take the mask off. And then Dominic interrupts him, stops him, and says, hey, before you retire, you said you'd be my tag team partner. So they're setting up a tag match, and you know shit's going to go down in that. I think Dominic's going to turn into a little asshole and turn on his dad. I thought a couple months ago when they were doing the Samoa Joe thing, because Dominic looks a lot like Samoa Joe, that they would do something with them. And like he would turn on Ray and then have Joe be his mentor. He would start dressing like Joe, wearing the shorts and the towel. I mean, he looks more like Samoa Joe's son than Ray's. I thought they were going to do something there. But now it looks like it's going to be Dominic and Ray against Andrade or somebody, and something's going to happen, you would think. Unless Ray is really retiring and he just wants to have a match with his son, it might be all good-hearted fun. It might not be a swerve or a heel turn. It might just be like Dustin and Dusty when they teamed up in WCW in like the late 90s or mid-90s before Dustin became Gold Dust. I think they took on the Nasty Boys or something. It might just be like that. Because Ray is legitimately probably going to retire soon. He's been wrestling since 1989. Maybe he wants to have a match with his son. Or a tag team match with his son. Brett and Stu were partners. Dusty and Dustin were partners. Larry and Kurt Hennig were partners. Mike Graham and Eddie Graham, I think, were partners. Yeah, Mike Graham and Eddie Graham were partners. There's been lots of father-son teams, and it would be cool to see Ray get that. Well, Sammy, I'm not confident you're going to win this one, but I'd like you to. I want Sami Zayn to win just so he can put the crown on over his hat. And why the hell are you wearing a hat like that in August? You psycho. Who killed that Epstein guy? Either OJ or the same guy that's been trying to attack Roman. One of those two. It's kind of a toss-up there. Well, you better not lose then. You probably will. Yes, I think Drew McIntyre is going to win his first round match. And I don't know if I see it. So here it is. So I think McIntyre is going to beat... Oh, shit. No, he's got to face Joe. So the winner of this faces the winner of Miz and Corbin. Now, this could go either way then. Zayn could win, and then Miz could beat Corbin. But I think it might be Alexander versus Corbin. So with Joe advancing, we've got Ricochet and McIntyre. Does that mean Ricochet is going to beat McIntyre in advance? McIntyre is going to be bounced in the first round of the King of the Ring? When I was at Survivor Series this past November, wasn't McIntyre taken out? That might be some good... Who got taken out first at Survivor Series? It was either McIntyre or Joe. Somebody got taken out of the match real fast. It might have been Joe. Maybe McIntyre hit him with a Claymore and pinned him, or something like that happened between McIntyre and Joe. So if you do a rematch, maybe, I don't know. Fans won't even remember that shit from a year ago. I'm surprised I remember it. Catherine, what happened in that match? You remember? And this match could be pretty fun. What time we got here? It's bottom of the hour here. Give these guys at least 13 minutes. It would be nice. Okay, 10 minutes. McIntyre took out Joe. That's right. So maybe McIntyre beats Ricochet. You got McIntyre and Joe gets a little revenge. But it's like a year ago, so who cares? And I can see Cedric facing Drew again. But in order for that to happen, they're going to have to go to the finals. Or the semis, excuse me. because McIntyre will have to beat Ricochet, then he'll have to beat Samoa Joe. And then Cedric would have to win here and then beat the winner of The Miz or Corbin. Yeah, looking at the brackets, who do you think the final four would be? If you're thinking it's going to be Drew and Cedric. Where is it? There it is. I got the brackets on my phone. Final four. I can see it being Drew and Cedric. And then on the other side, I'm going to go Owens and... I don't know, man. Andrade? And then Andrade goes to the final. Or no, it might be Owens and McIntyre. I don't know, man. Don't sleep on none of those other guys. Ali, Buddy Murphy. I just hope the tournament's fun. That's all I ask for. I don't really care who wins at the end of the day. And if somebody that I'm not picking wins, I'm not going to say, oh, it was a wrong decision. There's no wrong answer here. Except for Baron Corbin. He's the only wrong answer.
Victor over Drew McIntyre. What a matchup last week, McIntyre really building momentum heading into this tournament as Alexander catching Zayn. And, nice takedown. Fouls up. Bam with a drop kick. Cedric's so creative.
He's been on such a roll lately. You gotta imagine the confidence of somebody like Cedric Alexander right now.
Alexander looking out and taking to the air. This was Sami Zayn was afraid of when he was...
You have the memory of a goldfish. So do I in most cases.
They're flying all over the place.
Yeah, this is a King of the Ring match, and the crowd does not seem to mind.
And Alexander now looking to measure Zayn, looking for that.
Got him.
I just caught Alexander. Hook up and looking for the lumbar check.
That's it.
To the second round.
Cedric beats Sami convincingly. God, what are they doing with Sami Zayn, man?
Alexander's now in the second round, and he'll have a date with the winner of next week's match between The Miz and Baron Corbin. But what an impressive performance by Alexander, who has 3 wins away now.
I liked his match last week with Drew better.
Some of this action first was Alexander risking it all to advance it. You were right there, Cole. Cedric Alexander might not have gotten all that early.
Oh, man, that's funny, Stunner. You mentioned that about Canadian Stampede. Let me tell you something about that in your house. That fucking main event with that crowd was so crazy. I was talking to my good buddy Daniel, who might actually be watching right now. If you are, what's up, dude? And we've been watching wrestling together forever, for years and years. And we just had a phone conversation the last couple of weeks where he told me that that's like his favorite pay-per-view ever. And I was like, I was surprised. I'm like, don't get me wrong, that's one of the most memorable 10-man tags the most memorable I've ever seen. I'll never forget that. But the rest of the card, when you look at that pay-per-view, was not very good. The Mankind Triple H match was fun, but nothing crazy. You had Vader filling in for an injured Ahmed Johnson. You had against The Undertaker, you had like what else did we have on there? A bunch of shitty matches. Just shitty matches. But that 10-man tag in the main event made the whole show. It was so good that it makes people consider that pay-per-view one of the greatest ever because of one match. That's amazing. Okay, so has the show aired with them losing the belts? Or did I just spoil that for you guys? I'm not sure when that match is airing. Whoops. But they're not wearing the belts here. Oh no, they're announced as tag team champions. That's funny. Well, they're not. So sorry to spoil that. I fucked up.
How come they don't make a tag team King of the Ring tournament? You know, be like Kings of the Ring. You know what I'm saying? Don't do.
Dawkins. It's because the Street Profits
Coming back? Coming back.
up in this piece.
I don't know where you're going to sit, dude. There's really not room for you here. Okay, that works. As long as you're comfortable. Doesn't look comfortable, though.
Defending their Raw tag team championships against Seth freaking.
Yeah, great Sasuke and Taka was a good match, but fans didn't care.
That's happening tonight. That would be spectacular. Oh, yeah.
So the Street Profits are just on Raw to promote other shit. It's just so weird. They're eating popcorn like Big E. Don't. That's his gimmick. Thieves. Tom Benaldi. No, I do not. I despise country music with every fiber of my being. I don't want nothing to do with it. How you doing, bud? It actually looks comfortable. Just don't fall. Yeah, even the announcements, even the entrances at Canadian Stampede were so incredible. When Brett came out, every Hart Foundation member got a bigger pop than anybody else on the show that night in all the matches we saw. I just thought that the pay-per-view, aside from the 10-man tag, was not very good, was not a very strong card. Matches weren't meaning much. Even the title match was just a throwaway match because it was a last-minute replacement. So nothing on the pay-per-view was really that good or memorable except for that 10-man tag. And it was so good that it makes the entire pay-per-view good. And that's saying something about how good that match was. And the crowd involvement, the crowd was just jacked. Louder than any crowd we've ever heard.
Doesn't mean you gotta spend a lot, because Denny's brought back the Super Slam with eggs, hash browns, bacon, sausage, and buttermilk with pumpkin pancakes, all for just $5.99. $5.99 Super Slam is back. See you at Denny's.
Super Slam. That's what that Denny's reminds me of. I want to thank everybody, too, for hanging out tonight. I have pretty much the same audience in here all night, about 400 people. Yeah, there's Daniel. Daniel Smith in the chat there. It was one of the few times that the crowd made the event better. The crowd was white hot. We were just talking about that, dude. Good to see you in here. Because I was saying, we were talking on the phone, that you were like, that's my favorite, pay-per-view ever. And I was actually shocked, but then I was like, well, not really, because that 10-man tag was so damn good that you don't even need, it's just so good, you don't even need the other matches. But I just remember the builds for him, Ahmed getting hurt, they inserted Vader. The Taka and Sasuke match was reversed. Taka would wind up getting signed, winning the light heavyweight title, but at that time, Sasuke was who they were looking to bring in and use, and he won that match. I forgot what else we had. Like, Mankind and Triple H was fun, and they would blow off at SummerSlam the next month, and I'm trying to remember what the other one even was. I don't think any of the other matches were really even that great, because all of the big stars were in the 10-man tag. Everybody. All the Hearts, Austin, Legion Doom, Goldust, everybody was out there in that one. So the heavy hitters were in the main event. But when Lawler screams out, "This building is shaking," that is something I'll never forget. And you could see the camera. You would think it's one of WWE's current cameramen with that shaky crap they do. You would think that's what was happening at that show, the way the hard cam was literally moving because of the crowd. If I was in the arena that night, I'd be scared bleachers are going to collapse or something. I get worried about that enough if I'm in a packed arena and everybody's like jumping up and down. And I'm like, this place can hold us, right? So yeah, that was just nuts. I just think it would have been such a cool experience to be there, to be in the crowd. Like, that would have been one event that if somebody says, what's one event you can attend? Or if you could go back in time and attend one, that one would be on my list just so I can experience what the crowd was like during that. And probably go crazy myself, because that was a Bret Hart fangirl. But y'all say hi to Daniel in the chat, because I've talked about him a lot over the years in podcasts and stuff. Anytime I tell a story about a wrestling trip or a show or anything that I experienced, he was usually there. Mike Witt, thanks for the $2, brother. I appreciate it. The Maestro in WCW was a terrible wrestler, too. Who was the Maestro? What was his real name? I get the Maestro confused with Kiwi a lot. I can't remember who either one of them were. Oh, Natalia. How's the arm, girl?
I just came from the WWE doctor.
Oh,
Again.
again.
It's been 1 week since I bared my soul in front of the entire world on Monday Night Raw.
And still, nobody cares.
Between preparing for my match with Becky Lynch at SummerSlam to nearing the 1-year anniversary of my dad's passing, I knew, I expected this to be an emotional week. But I did not expect Sasha Banks.
And Daniel, by the way, just reminds me, if you're still in here, I was telling them earlier that they're in St. Paul tonight, and I thought in my head, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's where Brian Pillman's last match was. And you remember, you and I watched Hell in the Cell that night when Pillman died. And I remember Vince the next night on Raw mentioning, you know, where Pillman had wrestled last.
Somebody that I cared about so much who tried to hurt me in the way that she did during one of the most vulnerable times of my life. And then I see her tonight, and she's smirking, and she's smiling, and she's treating us all like,
Oh, you got attacked again by Sasha?
oh, this little crybaby. Keep talking, Natalia, huh?
Yeah, Sasha's outfit is pretty roll tide. I don't know, Clyde. That's fucking graphic, but not untrue.
Go to hell, Natty.
Damn.
Tell your daddy I said hi.
Oh, no, you didn't. All right, Twitter. Let's freak out. Sasha says, go to hell, Natty. Tell your dad I said hi. Wow. Randy Orton, remember? Told Ray that he's going to go to hell with Eddie or something and then crash the lowrider. What was worse? Sasha or Charlotte. And who was it? When they brought up Reed? That was Charlotte and who? Who did that? Fucking harsh, man. Yeah, Pillman's interview. Melanie had an interview the next night on Raw. And still, I got a mic drop up on that, actually. To this day, that's one of the most awkward and weirdest things WWE's ever done. And probably one of the darker moments on Monday Night Raw. To this day, looking back, I am mortified that they brought her on Raw the next night. It's so fucked up. I can't even believe they did it. Could you imagine something like that happening now? Never. Like, Vince interviewed her in a split-screen interview the night after Brian Pillman died. And she was pretty graphic in what she was discussing. She even talked about Pillman's first wife who killed herself and all this stuff. And this is on Monday Night Raw. You know, the Monday Night Wars brought out the best in both companies, but it also brought out the worst. And that was a very bad night and a very bad moment. The rest of that night was awesome. They played the curtain call on the Titantron. Vince McMahon acknowledged WCW on TV for like the first time ever. But it was just a dark time. The magic of the summer of '97 that was such a fun time, that was over by this point. Brett was just told 2 weeks prior to this to leave the company. Then Pillman dies. It was weird. And then a month later will be the screw job, and shit went to hell after that. Not cool. I didn't really like the fall of '97. All right, tag titles on the line. 20 minutes left in the show. Can y'all see him up there? No, you can't. Can you see? Buddy, hey. Why don't you come a little closer in the frame so they can see you? Paige, that's right. Thank you. Paige brought up Reed Flair. Somebody did. Whenever it comes to stuff like that, I mean, I know Twitter is going to have their opinions on something like that, but when somebody is brought up like that, I'm not usually going to judge it because Jim is not my dad. He's Natalia's dad. And I absolutely refuse to believe that WWE would have Sasha Banks saying that without talking to Natty about it, making sure she's okay with it, and getting her blessing. They wouldn't just do that, you know? So if Natty, who is the daughter of this man, is okay with it, I don't feel like it's our place to judge. That's just my opinion. If Natty's offended, that's one thing, but I promise you, WWE would not do that to her without her knowing. And for all we know, Natty it might even be her idea. You know, why don't you bring up my dad, get some heat, you know? Say something shitty about him.
Life insurance you didn't expect from the company you know you can trust.
So if anybody's attacking Sasha, you might want to attack WWE before you attack her. Yeah, Fall of 97 had some good matches. I mean, Kane's debut, but the match that he debuted in was phenomenal. His first ever Hell in the Cell, super memorable. And Kane showing up was awesome. But aside from that, you know, the Ground Zero pay-per-view wasn't very good. The one after that, what was the one in October? The hell was the one in October? Oh yeah, Hell in the Cell. And then Survivor Series, don't get me started. DX was a pile of shit. So the last 4 months of 97, aside from that Hell in the Cell match, aside from Kane coming in and bursting onto the scene, not a very memorable time for me. Kind of a sad time. Austin was hurt, don't forget. He got injured at SummerSlam. A very scary time in the company. And I went to a couple of shows at the end of that year, too. That one in Fayetteville for Raw. After the screw job was crazy to be at. But there were a lot of uncertainties, a lot of dark, unknown possibilities at that time. You didn't know what Austin was going to do. You didn't know where the company was going to be after Brett left. Shawn had only recently come back to the ring and is a ticking time bomb in his own right. And the real ticking time bomb, Brian Pillman, passed away. Just not good, man. Checking over here on the Twitter. By next week, I'm going to figure out a way to look more directly into the camera here, but for those of you who've been tuning in all night, know that my brand new monitor is shining a ton of light on my face, and it looks like... Where's my mouse? It looks like this. Too bright. So I have to dim that and be able to look. So in the meantime, I'm looking at the chat over here, and I've got Raw over here, and I'm all over the place. So I apologize for my swivel head. Do I like Braun Strowman's shirt? I can't tell. Hey, y'all. They don't want none. What do you guys... I need to know the stats on this, too. AJ came into the company, Royal Rumble 2016, so he's been there 3.5 years. More than that, almost 4 years. Has he spent more time with a belt around his waist than without? What did AJ just do right there? It almost looked like he mocked Batista. With his year-long title run, he's had a couple of cups of coffee with the U.S. title, and he's held the WWE title prior to his year-long run. I'd be willing to bet he's had a belt. He's held a championship more than he is not in the company. Is AJ gonna just sit out there? The internet is for porn. Yeah, it's just for that. That's it. This is a fucking mismatch. Up until a few weeks ago, Gallows and Anderson were a joke. They're gonna get in there with the champ and Braun and win? How many times have I complained about this over the years in podcasts? If it does turn out to be Seth and Braun Strowman for the title, How many times do they have to put babyface opponents together in a match and give them the tag team belts? Like, literally, how many times have we seen this? They do it a minimum of a couple times a year. Yeah, if he's been in the company for 3 years and 9 months, he's definitely had belts for more than half of that. Whoa. Damn, the Joe Cronin sign guy has got even more shit. He's got his wife's name on there. Oh, Kayfabe's name is on there. That's hilarious. Thank you for that tweet there, Acer. You're always hooking me and all the other podcasters up with love. Oh, yeah, there he is. Dude, that's creepy as shit. Why don't you get down? Come on. You look like a weirdo up there. You're creeping everybody the fuck out. Why is Seth Rollins' ring gear so boring? I don't know. Why was Austin's ring gear so boring? Ironically, Seth Rollins' ring gear actually does look different. I haven't seen him wear these type of pants. I don't know what's going on there. Some parts are darker than others. Rollins still with the taped ribs, though. At least he's selling that. At least he's not miraculously back to 100% now after nearly dying in his encounters with the Beast. Hey, Down Ice, I like that. WWE should start doing billionaire Khan skits. That would be great. Mahal could play Tony Khan, Cody Rhodes, and Triple H HBK play the old Bucks. Oh, that's fun. Oh, yeah, I can see Triple H and HBK definitely being the old Bucks. Mahal could play Khan. That's racist. And then what could Cody do? Who could play Cody? Who's like got bleached blonde hair in the company right now? Maybe the Mike Rome or whatever, the announcer guy. That would be hilarious. I liked the billionaire Ted skits when they came out. I remember laughing my balls off about it, but looking back, they were pretty bad. And they almost had a feeling of desperation to them. I didn't feel like that in '96 when they were coming out. I was like, oh, this is hilarious. But now, like, looking back in retrospect, I'm like, eh. WWE looked bad doing that, I think.
Great presentation, Tim. Could you email me the part about Geico, making it easy to switch and save hundreds?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thanks for another super chat there, Mike Witt. Thanks for the $5. Favorite Raw moment ever for you was Pillman pulling a gun on Austin. I'll never forget the gun episode. Kevin Kelly, he's got a gun. He's got a gun. I liked that episode, and it was big for the time. That would have been a year, exactly a year before Pillman died. That was October '96, I think. That's not my favorite episode. Oh my God! Or favorite Raw moment? I don't even know what my favorite Raw moment would be. It might be one that I've been to, because I've seen a lot of great Raw moments. I was there, I was in the crowd, me and Daniel. Daniel, are you still here? Speak up if you are. We were in the crowd, on the floor, for This Is Your Life, the night after Unforgiven. So I actually witnessed This Is Your Life, which I still think might be the highest rated Raw segment ever. And I was there. That one's on the list, but I got to think of my favorite Raw moment. I saw Austin win the belt on Raw. I've seen a lot of good shit on Monday Night Raw episodes.
Okay, look, you don't need to sell me. At CarMax, they buy all the cars. That's helpful. Yes, it is. This is just,
Probably my favorite episode that I was not at was the night after King of the Ring 98. When Austin won the belt back from Kane. That was awesome. I love that main event. And I love the opening promo in the main event. Great shit. One of the hottest and most, like, jacked and intense and electrified crowds I can ever remember watching on TV. And Daniel, if you're still here, you remember that's when I got that big screen TV, that first big screen TV, and I had it in my apartment. And I watched Raw that night on that TV, and it was, oh my God. I'd only had it for about a week when that Raw aired. So I felt like I was in the crowd. It was very cool. Ruben Litton, thanks for the $5, brother. I appreciate it. AJ has spent, oh, you're looking this up for me. Thank you. AJ has spent 637 days and counting as champion and has spent 666 days without. Wow, it's even. But he still spent more without, so I was wrong. Thank you for looking that up, dude. Well, he's going to break that, though. If he can last 30 days, if he can last one more month, he will be champion longer. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you some love, brother, and I'm going to take a picture of this and tweet it. Let me Photoshop this real quick and give it a little edit, a little croppy crop. And that way I don't get everybody else stuck in here too. Cool. How do you spell your name? Ruben.
That was a massive spine buster right on the bad ribs of Rollins, and he was still able to kick out.
I worry about the long-term damage Seth is doing to me. The weeks after weeks of him just getting beat down at his ribs.
Let's not forget what happened early on in the match of Luke Gallows dropping the Universal Champion Seth Rollins over the barricade, rib first, a couple of times. And you saw moments ago almost a look of concern on the face of the monster among men, Braun Strowman. AJ Styles said Rollins and Braun Strowman would be no match for the tag team champion.
Can I spell?
Strowman just got to be excited to be teaming with the Universal Championship for the tag team titles. The last time he was a tag champ, he was with a 10-year-old kid. Very valid point is Anderson now going all the way to the top rope. And Rollins trying to fend Anderson off. How much more can Seth Rollins take in this tag team title match?
There, tweeted that, Ruben. I didn't tag you in it, though. Shit, I'm sorry. I didn't know if you even have a Twitter. But if you do, tag yourself underneath it.
Yeah, but he's hurt. Seth is hurting bad. Bad ribs, can't breathe. Little separation.
Thank you, Lisa, for being the like promoter here tonight. I appreciate it. Yeah, there's Daniel. Oh yeah, they all know about this dude, but you might remember some other ones that I don't. I've talked a lot about DX invading WCW. He and I were there for that. That was awesome. That was in Hampton. Oh yeah, that's right. We were also there. Okay, Daniel and I were also in Richmond for the Angle Benoit cage match, and I'm pretty sure Shane McMahon did a run-in because I'm sitting at the end of the aisle. Our seats are at the very end. And I glance over. We're just sitting there watching the match. I glance down, and Shane McMahon is kneeling right next to me, ready to do a run-in. He's basically waiting for his cue. He was probably there for 30 seconds, 6 inches away from me before I even saw him, because I was watching the match in the ring. But that's right. We were on the floor for that in Richmond. Some of these shows I forget, but then it reminds me. Daniel is a referee, still in the NWA, about to be retired. Dude, if you have a Twitter on here and you want these people to follow you, put it down here so they can all shoot you a follow. These people do it. My audience will definitely do it. They've heard your name enough. They would love you. What do we got? We got 6 minutes left in this show. Are we going to get a title change or no? I think we have a chance to, but I want there not to be one. We saw a lot of Jericho Benoit matches too, didn't we, Daniel? We saw the SummerSlam one. I saw a title change on SmackDown somewhere. I know that. We saw live. So, yeah, we've seen a lot of great shit, man. We've seen some awesome shit. He's the real deal. I will agree, Vic Joseph is a nice. I like his voice. It's a breath of fresh air. I'm hoping this is a half-assed tryout or something for him. Maybe they can lighten Graves' load and maybe incorporate someone like Vic. I like Graves and everything, but we don't need him on both shows. AJ, you dick. Oh yeah, I knew that, Daniel. That's right. My boy Corgan. Yeah, me and Corgan are like this. It's the bald thing. We like each other.
We've learned so much about Rollins over the past couple of weeks. AJ Styles went to the bad ribs of Rollins, with Seth able to stay alive in this matchup. Frequent tags.
All right, we got 4 minutes and we're going home here. About to say, Seth, couldn't he beat these guys in a handicap match? Based on how they've been booked previously? Who's leaving? There's like 5 minutes left in the show. What's wrong with y'all?
At this point, how much more can Seth Rollins have left in the tank?
We worry about his injuries, we worry about the state of his ribs, and also how much air is he even able to get in at this point of the injury.
Well, I like that I can't tell what the heck they're going to do at Clash of Champions. Are we getting... Oh my god, Braun. Are we going to get Seth and AJ, or are we going to get Seth and Braun? You never want Strowman getting a hot tag. You want to be somewhere else. Like at your grandma's house. Hmm. I mean, I'm glad. Oh, and the stomp to AJ. They're going to win the titles, y'all. All right, well, I kind of saw that coming. Do you want to do that to the club already? Of course they're going to win this match. It's not an upset. It's two guys. Either one of those two guys could have beaten Gallows and Anderson in a handicap match based on how Gallows and Anderson had been used all the way up prior to 4 weeks ago. They weren't even on TV until they re-signed their contracts not long ago. So it's not like this is a shocker at all. But it's another example of them always doing this. They always do this. And so now we know what's going to happen. There's going to be a match. They're going to defend the titles. There's going to be miscommunication. Strowman's going to hit Rollins by accident. And then they're going to be mad at each other. And then it's going to be a match. Or, at the Clash, we're going to get some big multi-man deal. I love AJ crawling in only to get stomped. That was actually a good spot. Crowd liked it. Perfect. Excellent stomp onto AJ. Who is that guy? Odell Beckham? Yeah, that's the thing about boosting the tag team division, though. But they've done this like a bunch of times. Like we always have like major stars winning the tag, world title contenders winning the tag team belts together. I'm not sure how much it really boosts them because the tag title runs are usually not that long. Like I cannot expect Rollins and Braun to really hold these belts for very long. They'll probably wind up dropping them back to Gallows and Anderson with some miscommunication or some shit. that leads to a one-on-one match or something. You know that's what they're going to do. You see this crap coming from 9 miles away. But congrats, boys. Seth, you're on a roll. You were a dual champion once again. Look this one up for me, guys. How many times has Seth been a dual champion? 3? I think he's been world champion in tag before. And I know he was US in world. What else has he done? Help me out, statistic people. All right, you guys are giving the show a solid grade. What do you think? I thought tonight was all right. King of the Ring matches, new champions crowned. The Fiend attacks Jerry Lawler. We had some good stuff. And there's Braun looking at that belt. I don't know, Braun. Give it up. You couldn't beat Brock for it. What makes you think you're going to beat the guy that beat Brock for it? We could get a triple threat. But I feel like these tag belts are going to play a role here somehow. So if you add AJ and you do Braun, AJ, Seth. Yes, he's been IC and tag. Okay, so he's been IC tag, he's been World and US, and now he's Universal and tag. That's crazy. 3-time dual champion. Help me out. How many guys have been more than 3-time dual champions? Shawn was. Or no, Shawn wasn't. Oh, yes, he was. Shawn was. Shawn was once, or maybe twice. He came close to doing it twice. Y'all got to help me. Has anybody been a dual champion more than Seth? Help me, Forrest. Help me. Let me put this on Twitter, see if they know. Because I don't know. I like it when you guys research this. It's fun.
That sounds like Steve Austin to me. This is What's happening, brother? Oh, man. Hey, man. How was that? It's a pleasure, dude. You're in my territory. I know. We're in the Main Streets, Los Angeles. This is crazy. This is
there, I'll tweet that.
I swear. What do I call you? Call me Steve. Really? Yeah. It might take a minute. Mr. Austin. You call me Stone Cold, I'm going to automatically react with a stunner. We don't want that. It's too early. It's too early for that. Jump in. Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
Catching up on these tweets, y'all. Sorry.
Nice to meet you. I love you, goddamn.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thanks for the likes, the retweets, and all that shit. Very good. Cool. Reese Jones, thanks for the super chat, man. At least Seth isn't 10 years old. That's true. I'm glad Seth's not 10 because that would not look right. And plus, Nicholas would be jealous of all the attention that he's getting from Braun Strowman. Yeah, solid Raw tonight. You guys are all giving it good marks, I think. I think Vince McMahon not being there maybe helped. Apparently, he was not there. Yeah, solid Raw. All right, cool. Yeah, well, thank you for hanging out again tonight, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here because I have stuff to do. You might hear from me this week. I might be up tomorrow or Wednesday with a mic drop, maybe, but I'm not sure. Otherwise, we're going to shoot right now for Friday afternoon. I'll put a link up on the YouTube page here in the next day or two. And make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'll give you guys all the information on the next Winged Eagle podcast that will likely be this Friday. If for any reason my schedule does not work for this Friday, we're going to do it Saturday. But one of those 2 days, stay tuned and stay subscribed to the YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter and all that crap. And I will see you guys in just a couple of days. I appreciate you hanging out. Be good, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.